All right, so you guys have a little bit of time before you're supposed to do dinner with Winslow, and then at the following morning, several of you have to be back at the hospital, and Poe will be asked to retake the test. Now, they have, if I recall right, you guys talked them into bringing the box along, but you do not have direct possession of it. I believe that the lieutenant, whose last name I don't recall, has possession of it. We'll just call him lieutenant, because there was a lieutenant that you guys had sort of pulled off to your little entourage, and
because we were trying to shed, we had too many people. We're trying to shed people off so we can.
Yeah, I thought he had a Polish name, but no, I don't remember. So okay, well anyway, so you guys were
Leisure. We'll call him Lieutenant Leisure.
Lieutenant Leisure. No.
Yeah.
All right, so
Of the Polish St. Louis Leisure gang.
So where are you guys? Okay, so what are you guys going to do in the small amount of time you have to kill before dinner with Ethan?
Come off.
Because we're out of the hospital. We're on the truck, basically on the parking lot or parking garage.
Yeah, and you do have some of the military guards near you. So if you make a run for it, it's going to be an ugly ordeal. But
I don't want to run for it either.
They're not
That's
actively
a death sentence for me.
Yeah, they're not actively doing anything to you, but they are nearby. And
we would also leave Molly.
Yeah, Molly has to stay in the hospital. She actually had a pretty serious surgery. So,
well, I go to the lieutenant. How many hours do we have? Like just a few hours? Or?
No, yeah, I'll give about 1 or 2 hours.
Okay. So I go up and so what is there to do in this town?
Quite a bit. Pretty expansive area. And where you go, I've got to walk with you if you don't mind that. But what's your thing? What do you want us to do?
During baseball games? St. Louis used to be a baseball town.
Hey, it's not too hard to find a group of kids setting one up somewhere. I mean, none of the actual teams are playing right now, but you want to just see some kids or teenagers knock a ball around?
Sure.
Shouldn't be too hard to find one of those.
Sure. Why not?
So Porter is strangely vexed by this.
But he's chewing a carrot?
Yeah.
So he
it's like this
can't talk.
Bunny vex. So
We're going to go watch a group of kids play fucking stickball in the street?
Why not?
Because it's a waste of our time?
Well, what would you have us do in 2 hours?
Go have a drink, go relax, go find some place to get cleaned up. Walk around, see the sights.
I got cleaned up. My clothes got laundered. I'm having drinks in a few hours.
Wow.
What sights?
I don't know. Look, this place is huge. We just walk around.
And I look at the lieutenant and having a minor civil war at the moment too, right?
It's on the south side of town. It's not up here.
Would you like to go to a library or a museum? Maybe an art gallery?
I don't know. Let's just go take a stroll and people watch. Not watch a bunch of fucking kids play stickball in the fucking street.
She's very, very specific views about sports. Not a sportswoman.
But it's not, first of all, baseball is like the most boring thing ever. But more importantly, we're not even actually watching, baseball players. We're watching children play in the street. I don't have fucking children for a reason. I don't want to watch them play in the goddamn street.
I think you're proving why you don't have children.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things about baseball is you keep score and you keep statistics. That's part of the game. That's what's fun about watching it.
Okay.
Marlene, I'm with you. Let's go get tanked.
Yeah.
Before the important meeting.
Yeah.
Aren't you guys still high?
That's why I need a drink.
Not much.
Okay.
Junior, when you're older, you'll understand.
No, I'd rather go to a bar too. I don't want to watch a bunch of grubby urchins play ball, but
Grubby urchins.
We can do whatever you guys want.
well, he's our guest. Why don't Where would you like to go, Lieutenant? Where do you go for fun?
Guest? It's a guest.
No,
we're his guest.
In the group.
Oh my god.
Lieutenant, what do you do for fun?
I love Junior so much. Out of character. It's so good.
I think there's a few good bars. I don't know, but I don't think anything's going on in the pit right now.
What's the pit?
Oh, I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
Please don't tell me it's like dogfights or anything like that, because I can't abide that.
Yeah, I don't want to watch a bunch of animals fight each other. It's terrible.
No. No, typically no animals are involved. But I don't think there's anything going on in there right now anyway. So, what is it you like to do?
Well, we like to travel and, are there any good, hair places around here?
Yeah, that's not usually.
I mean, Gil, no offense, but it's been a while.
You'll.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't he losing here?
Yes.
We need to do something about that.
May I have a cigarette?
Yeah.
I like my cigarette. I think Junior's idea is excellent. I could probably
Go to a spa day.
Right?
I was on board with the booze. I'm back to the baseball.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think.
Massage. Maybe a little mud dip.
Now wait just a damn minute. You want to get clean by a mud dip?
It's a very specific mud, Tony. It's not just like backyard mud.
Onto the station. Some of us work spinward. Some of us work anti-spinward. I don't know what side you're on, but I think it was the side that didn't get any sun.
Well, I am very pale.
Or too much sun.
Well, Tony, you'd like it.
A dip in the mud.
Yeah. It's warm. It's like a warm. It's like sitting in a warm bath, except the water's just sticking to you.
That sounds fucking horrible.
You made it sound worse than anybody would have ever said.
I mean, everywhere. It sticks everywhere.
Oh, God.
For real.
It's like plaster.
So next time you fart, you have literally no idea what just occurred.
Well, I guess. I guess it would just be contained in that one little spot.
Yeah, it is under other circumstances as well, depending on what you had to eat the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go pre-shart yourself.
Pre-start.
Well, well, wouldn't you put it that way?
Junior, you have had some bad ideas. And I do mean some fucking bad ideas. I think you may have just topped them all.
Fine. Well, what about just a hot tub then? That's water.
Okay, if you can find a hot tub, it is like a hot bath.
Yeah, it's exactly like a hot bath.
Albeit with other people, which is a little bit weird.
What time of day is it?
I thought your people invented the weird hot bath together.
I am not Japanese. How could you come to that conclusion?
Oh, the Japanese?
I think you meant Roman bathhouses.
You think I am Roman? You think there is no difference between Roman and Italian?
Is there?
Or...
Boy.
What would you care? Fucking space. Like you would actually give a shit.
Before we embarrass ourselves any more than we possibly could, because I know we can.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, is there a bar that plays music live? That would be playing live music now?
Yes.
How about that? There's entertainment, there's booze, there's places to sit down.
All right, Dad.
And there's a lot of people to watch.
He's got a point. I don't want to... I'm not doing this whole bathhouse thing. That sounds awful.
And it isn't awful, and it isn't weird, and it doesn't involve gutter snipes.
Let's go.
Okay. You guys step off the van and are taken back up the riverbank and in toward town.
What's this guy's name again?
Lieutenant Leisure.
Leisure?
Just Lieutenant. He had a name last game, and I simply don't remember what it was, so I didn't write it down.
It's Leisure, man.
So, yeah, we're just going to call Lieutenant.
The Polish Leisure mob family in St. Louis.
Like I said, I would.
Actually, that's a good
Oh, here it is. Alan Tovich.
Oh,
I did write it down.
maybe I was mistaken.
Yeah. And Tovich is quite a bit like leisure, but sure. So I actually did write it down.
It's close.
Okay, so you guys follow Lieutenant Tovich up into back up into town. As you guys are walking, who has data pads, and are you still wearing the helmet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, unless they didn't give it back.
No, they would have given it back.
And I kind of have to. It's a medical device now.
Well, yeah, and the doctors, even their own doctors, have agreed that whatever you're dealing with, it is quite real. So at this point, they're still not sure if you're from Jacksonville or not, and so they're kind of playing nobody wants to risk being wrong about that guess. So, yeah, you would still have it. The radio in that comes on.
In the helmet?
Yes, in the helmet. So,
I've never done that before. I didn't know there was a radio in this helmet.
Gil, I need you to...
I put my... When she says Gil, I, grab Poe's shoulder really hard, and I'm like...
So I think something's happening. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and I'm like... Sorry.
You okay?
Just startled.
What?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you. I think I have an idea for helping you in this situation, but I need you to get Hearts back to Molly.
And the lieutenant's there?
Yeah.
I kind of walk in, and I have this strange look on
They're
my
not
face.
familiar with these models of robots. I could simply...
Can I see your tablet?
Uh-huh.
Thanks. Can you unlock that?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I need to type something.
There you go. They're nice and big.
Thanks. Start. Okay, I'm sorry. What did she ask? Oh, she said, I say, Molly's in the hospital. There are guards everywhere. I'm just kind of smiling. Hey, nothing's wrong.
Well, there's a predicament. I need hardware closer to the box, and Hearts may be the best platform for doing that. I am not sure, though, how to go about doing this because Hearts is currently not receiving any communication. Molly has disabled that hardware. And without her permission, I don't know what orders Hearts will and will not accept.
Do I remember the last person who had some sort of authority over Hearts? Because we kind of ping-ponged it back and forth.
Who was it that told him to guard a doorway and he killed somebody?
I think it was
Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Hey, Scotty.
It's a great idea.
The constipated old man.
I
do that personally.
I hand the tablet over to Scotty and I say, "Hey, Scott, can you go drop that back off at the truck?" And I go give him the eye and I look down at it.
Okay, because he's taking it back.
Do I get the sense that he got it? What I was saying?
Just spell out exactly what you want him to do, and
I want him to say, guys, I'll do it. But he basically take the tablet back to the truck so that his girlfriend can communicate with Scotty to tell Scotty what he needs to do.
okay.
Yeah. Scotty already has a tablet, so I'll just have him hand me mine back.
Okay. Actually, probably the easiest way to do this is if you were to give Scotty both,
Okay.
because that way he could set up a direct communication, at least temporarily, between Molly and Hearts.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, they can FaceTime together.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Say, don't drop it. Gil's already dropped it twice. I think it's like one more time and it's going to be...
Oh, I think he has a good agility, so I think you're fine in that regard.
That's his best thing.
That is like a 9, yeah. It's a 9. He'll do fine. So
I literally frisbee it over to Scotty.
Oh, he catches it. I mean, that's... yeah, because I'm rolling for him. He's not rolling for himself. This is the first time I've rolled above a 3. So, all right, yeah, he takes it and he goes back to the truck with it. One of the cars breaks off and walks with him. All right, so you guys are taken a little bit away from the riverfront to the old, like, brownstone buildings. Let's St. Louis doesn't really need to explain what the brownstone buildings are.
St. Louis doesn't have brownstones. We have brick.
Yeah, I know, but they're sometimes called the brownstones. Yeah, I know they're brick. But okay, so you're taken to that sort of area, kind of the industrial sort of part of town, where the homes are
The old.
yeah, row houses that are made out of brick and whatnot. And on a street corner of one of those, so like below,
So Dogtown.
yeah, that's sort of
Turkey
by,
Street,
yeah, that's sort of by.
Soulard, yeah.
And so you're taken there, and there's a street corner. There's probably like a loft apartment or two above it, but down on the main floor is a jazz lounge. So there's a live band playing jazz music. There's singer, and when you guys go inside, you have newly upholstered, or I guess upholstered is the right word, but leather chairs. There are people in there kicking back drinks and whatnot. Everyone in there looks pretty damn well dressed and groomed. Anyone who isn't is generally standing behind or near someone who is. But the overall place looks as upscale as you have seen anything look since you have been down here.
Nice. It's a pretty happening place.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up, Junior.
Oh, I won't.
$5 as he fucks it up.
He's already fucked it up. We just don't know how.
So
I go. I roll over to one of the tables in the corner and back. And
Okay. Tovich follows you over there and sits down with you.
Yeah, I'm going to stick close to Gil at this point. You just sit down next to him.
Okay.
I figure we're in like one of those roundy booth things.
All right, well, then I sit in the booth, but not directly next to him.
Or okay.
If it's loose chairs, I'll sit next to you.
Oh.
If we're
do
in the
loose
booth
chairs.
touching, I'm not sitting next to him.
I have no desire to put my
Do they
arm
have,
around you or the but let's do chairs.
They have their own currency, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Do they only accept their own currency? 'Cause I'm pretty sure we probably don't have a lot.
No, actually, you do have some. I thought you guys got some from somewhere.
Yeah, we stole it from Fat Tony.
Fat Tony has a fair amount.
And you stole. You didn't
I
get
thought
yours.
one of
I
them-
have plenty of St.
Oh, you
Louis
guys
money.
got it from a card sharpie or something.
I have 19 silver. So 19 St. Louis silver.
Yeah.
Now I don't know.
It's worth more than $1. That's not $19.
I have half of his cash that we took.
Nice.
So yeah,
I don't
that's
know. That's probably a lot.
You would stick out trying to barter as opposed to paying with the currency. Certainly in this crowd, these are not people who are going to be working off of a barter system.
So I should have some St. Louis money. I forgot about Tony's.
Yeah, Tony has some because he's traded from people coming up the rivers.
Tony's money. But mine.
And he's actually got
But mine.
probably got more now.
I told you to make some money.
But yeah, those coins, like so, they're worth. It's not like $1. That's any one of those coins would count for a. Try to get you an exact price there. So it's about.
I go to the bar and I order a bourbon. The finest bourbon.
This ain't Kentucky.
Okay, yeah. So rough wild estimate here is
Kentucky's gone. There's no bourbon anymore.
I think
the
it's the make bourbon.
the rate of exchange isn't perfect, but because they're operating off of what's valuable and scarce and all kinds of things like that, they don't have a fiat currency per se. But if you were to put it in dollars, estimate those coins each be worth about $10.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I don't order anything.
Okay. Tovich does not, neither do any of the other soldiers, but
How many are with us? How many soldiers?
in here with you?
Yeah, well, part of his crew that is in the
part of
room.
his crew.
Not just general.
Oh, there's probably some about half a dozen.
How many working soldiers do we have with us right now?
There are 2 in the building, 3 outside of it.
Okay.
So you have Tovich and one of his underlings, and then who we won't bother naming. And then you've got 3 outside watching the perimeter, and then there's a 6th who went back with Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Junior, what are you doing?
I'll walk up to the bar. I put on my pork pie hat and my mirrored shades.
Okay, as you walk up to the bar,
It's Popeye Doyle.
a rather fetching woman in a red sort of satiny dress
The French Connection.
with blonde hair, very well treated, very well combed, happens to just be sitting on a stool at the bar right by where you walk up. And upon seeing you, she turns and smiles and pats the stool next to her.
I'll sit down. How you doing?
Junior found a pro.
Hi.
Buy a lady a drink?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Well, aren't you sweet?
Does he have condoms?
I don't think I've seen you around here before.
Oh, we're new.
Trying to think if I would.
Where are you from?
Well, we came from Chicago.
She starts laughing. She's like, that's pretty good. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Hmm.
And I've heard a lot of them. I don't think I've heard that one.
Really? No people from Chicago don't come here?
No, I mean, people don't typically use that to try to impress someone. That's not...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, usually they open up with bragging about how they were fighting the Carvers or something like that, not...
I don't know what that means.
So where are you really from?
Oh, Jacksonville. And I winked.
I'm going to assume none of us are close enough to hear any of this.
I'm at the bar.
Oh, yes?
Well, the music's playing, and
Yeah.
people are talking, so...
So I cough on my whiskey.
You're the biggest, meanest person in the building, as far as I can tell, and so I'm sticking close to you.
Yeah.
Because survival is my priority.
I choke on my whiskey, and I'm.
I'm terribly sorry. She gets up from the stool and hurries out of the bar.
I hit you on your shoulder. I'm like, ah!
I just... and there's a rare thing. It's Marlene and Gil are having a laugh together.
Yeah.
Of course, it's at someone's expense.
Oh, hell yeah.
White aproned bartender, starched white shirt, nice black bow tie, walks up and says, "What can I get for you?"
What kind of wine?
I guess we did see a baseball game. He just struck out.
Damn, that one's pretty good.
What kind of wine do you have?
Well, it depends on whether you're looking for something nice. That's the case I recommend Defiance. I'm just looking to get drunk. We got some Hermans.
Oh, you. I mean, I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, I guess nice.
I know. Okay. Jacksonville thing, that was funny. But obviously you really aren't from around here. You looking for the St. Louis experience?
Yeah.
All right.
So open.
So here's how it works.
Oh, there's a hole in back.
Wine from Herman.
Yeah.
Some people say it's as thick and strong as it is. And the reason it sells so well, because the traders on the river like it because they can carry less of it. Like sailors used to do with brandy, they can cut it down, and they still get a nice buzz out of it.
Okay.
So what we do here is we try to step that up a little bit. So we take a little bit of that wine, we just break it with a little bit of soda water, and then we put just, like a little bit of fruit with it or something, just to kind of...
Sangria. Give it a little spritzer.
Then we put 2 tabs of acid in it.
What's soda water?
He goes to a dispenser, puts a small glass up to it, and comes back and sets it down in front of you.
I sniff it. Doesn't smell like anything.
Well, no, it's just water, except it has a fizz to it.
What does it take to order a drink?
I'll take a little sip. No.
Well, that's why we put it with the wine and seasonal selection of other fruits.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, all right, now, being fall, it's going to be mostly apples, but we'll see what else we got back here.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so...
And like, what do they come in, pitchers?
Oh, goodness, no, you wouldn't want to drink that much, not by yourself.
Oh, no, not just for me, but for my friends. And I thumb towards the table.
He crying at the table.
He looks over and sees your friends.
Yeah.
You're
And
laughing.
Marlene is doing slow motion 3-card Monty and basically divulging to Gil how the trick works.
And I'm like actually interested in it. Like, And then I stop, I look at Marlene, and I go, how would you like to make a bet? Or maybe not a bet. I'm not sure how to say this. Maybe a bribe. I want you to get up on stage after this act's done.
No.
And not sing, do magic act.
In case you haven't noticed, I don't have
Talent?
Booze.
That was my next line.
presence, panache. I don't have a flair. That's why I need Junior.
Need him for what? To be the showgirl to show his tits off?
Because the trick isn't anything without the show. I don't have any show. I'm only half of the thing. I don't have the other half.
Junior's your...
Junior's my beautiful blonde with big tits.
Well, his tits are bigger than yours, but... So he distracts people by being like a clown so you can pull the cards out?
I'm going to speak a language that Gil understands, and under the table, I'm going to hammer fist him in the balls.
Okay. So, Brodor, Gil, you got knocking heads, so give me a...
Careful with your hands.
Boom! 20 bitches!
That's magic, you're gonna die.
24 bitches!
Oh, yeah, that's too nasty.
20 bitches!
How long have you been playing this game?
This is the first session I've been sober.
I'm pretty sure his balls are like pure brass now or something. So.
What am I doing? A body or agility?
We're gonna do agility on this
Iron.
one because of the fact that it's...
5, 6, 7, 14.
Okay, she just punched you in the balls.
I mean, I'm not trying to, like, rupture a testicle, right? I'm just
You
trying to...
have balls, right?
Yeah, a graze does that just fine.
A grace is worse. But anyway, so I just friggin' hammer fist you in the balls. Yeah.
In that
I'm glad we're in
10
this fine
seconds
establishment.
of clarity that you have before
it hits.
before it hits,
The pain when time stops.
I just go, ugh, and then I take the leg of her chair, and then I just go like this with it as hard as I can.
Oh, I
Just
spill.
flip it.
No, I spill, man. I take it. I'm totally caught by surprise. I dump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just up it.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no, it's great. I'm just
you
bitch on the floor, and I just roll out of the
I
chair.
turn around, and as it's starting to hit, I just put my boot on her chest and hold her down. I'm like, oh, I'm coming for you in a minute. Oh, when I come back, you're dead.
I'm gonna pull a knife out. I'm gonna stab your fucking foot. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, I'll
So
take it.
Junior's next to me at the bar, right?
But I'm also laughing.
Right.
Like I'm having a good time.
So I turn around from seeing this, and I turn back to the bar, and I lean over to Junior and I
Gil is
say,
actually laughing too, trying to.
I lean over to Junior and I'm gonna apologize for earlier. There's no way you could have fucked this up more than they already have. And I take a big long drink of the rest of
So
the
are you actually stabbing him?
No.
No, but I am.
No, I'm threatening. I mean, I am going to look, if you don't take your foot off me, I'm going to stab both of us.
You bitch! Oh, I'll take the stab to no, fuck me! You're dead!
I just drop the knife on the floor and continue laughing. And then I'm like, I start tapping his foot. Gil, seriously, I can't breathe.
Then I look at the bartender. I go, the drinks are just for me.
I choose.
He poured 2 of them, one for Junior and one for Poe.
All right. As soon as you let me
I let you
put my knife away, get my chair, have a good laugh. I actually pat you. So Marlene pats Gil on the shoulder. She's like, "You're all right, Gil."
Oh, God, it's about time you did that. Oh, fuck.
What, touched your dick?
Fuck no. I don't like little girls. Oh.
I'm going to let that one go. And I'm going to sit back down at the table.
Oh, God. Me and Scotty've been telling you to hit me forever. Why'd you gotta give me the dick? Oh.
So when you are a girl and you are this size, you learn to hit the weak spots. Every man's got eyes, every man's got balls, and every man's got knees.
Yep. That's very true.
Yep.
And he's like looking at your chest.
If you don't say it, Gil. Don't say it.
I could twist your nipple right off your body right now.
I swear you
Make
will
you
lose
eat it.
You will lose a finger.
I've got 9 more.
Why do I feel like they're gonna fuck at the end of this?
Oh shit! You really should go up there and do some magic, though.
I don't.
You're good at it.
No. Oh. Wait. Stop the presses. Did you just give me a compliment?
It's just truth. Fuck you. Oh my god. How'd you get into magic anyway?
My grandfather.
Nice guy?
Yeah, he just did. He had a gift, and it's how we would pass time. It's how we would entertain.
Mm.
And out of my siblings, I was the only one that had any, what did Grandpa call it? Aptitude. I was the only one that showed any promise. Well, I mean, to be truthful, I was really the only one that showed any interest in learning. But
That's fair. I tell you what. Get up there. Do a couple of tricks. And I guarantee you that there will be at least one person in this room who claps.
The band that's playing winds down their current set, and there's a round of applause from the people in the bar, and the waiters and waitresses set forth to get another drink while people are thinking about that, and there's people excusing themselves out to the restroom and such. And in that moment of things are quieter, I wouldn't say things are quiet, things are quieter. The door to the place opens, bell on it ringing, and Hearts walks in.
I think you just got upstaged.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of there's a brief hush, like nobody's trying to be hushed, but everyone's a little bit taken aback, and then very quickly try not to either not notice or not look impressed. And Hearts walks directly over to your guys' table and just takes the position next to it.
Huh. Saved by the bell.
Want a drink, Hearts?
I do not require such... Well, I do not require anything of that sort.
Neither do I. And I keep telling myself that every day.
Well, Hearts, I'm going to drink enough for the 3 of us. And I walk over to the bar, because I don't need any part of what's going on around here.
You do need some form of liquid, Gil.
Well, I meant that.
I turn around and go, ah!
Jesus. Straight from the tap.
I yell across the bar. I'm glad we went to the class place, Marlene. Great idea, me. Thanks.
Hey, Marlene, did you see that girl I chased out?
Dude, she was a stunner. What did you say?
I said we were from Jacksonville. Freaked her out. Isn't that what we're supposed to be telling people?
Okay. One, when you phrase it, isn't that what we're supposed to be telling people? It sounds like you're lying. Second, Junior.
The bartender's leaning up against the bar, And
Second, we're not supposed to tell people that we're from Jacksonville. We are on a mission.
Oh. She asked where I was from. I said Chicago. She said that she didn't believe me. So I went to
You told her you're from Chicago.
I said we came from Chicago.
Well, that's true. We did come from
see?
Chicago.
Right. But then I said, oh, yeah, Jacksonville.
You did fine, kid. We don't need any more complications than we already have.
I get a distinct impression that she just wanted money for sex.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
So she wasn't interested in any money.
Did you want some money?
For sex?
Well, I need to pay for
Wait a minute,
insurance
wait a minute. Are you trying to get somebody to fuck you for money?
No, not at all. It's just mildly insulting that I
Because
can't
they have boy prostitutes.
Oh, God. Oh, my
Really?
God.
Yeah.
You said boy. You should have probably said, like, male. Boy sounds like kids.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doc. You're right. I'm sorry. They have adult male prostitutes.
There you go, Junior.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, sorry, Doc. When I said boy, I just meant, like, with a dangle.
I know what you meant. He's impressionable.
I look at the lieutenant, I go, why is my friend making the dangle dick motion?
We're not sure if it's polite or he simply doesn't want to be involved. He's very conspicuously not noticing.
It's going to be really hard to not notice most of the things we say.
So, people pay guys.
Sure. People pay guys, they pay girls, they pay guys and girls, they pay
Girl guys? And guy girls?
What Grandpa would call chicks with dicks, or a quote unquote trap.
Would that be bait?
I never thought of it that way until just now.
I do like how Dan wrote on Broder's no list, not trap, but traps plural. Get some coverage there.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you imagine Admiral Akbar in Thailand?
How the fuck did this get on the list?
Admiral Akbar. Oh, and Thailand.
We're going to need a bigger list.
But in all seriousness, Junior, I'm sorry, bartender, can I get a whiskey?
Yeah.
Can you make it a double, please?
Sure.
2.
So how much? What coin do I owe him?
I just threw some money at
Oh,
him.
he doesn't accept it. It's the friend of the overseer is a friend of ours.
All right, well then I'd freaking hammer it, and I'll take another.
Okay, he pours you a couple fingers of whiskey.
Whew. So, why is Arts here?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't have any of my pads.
You didn't do the thing with the
What?
what?
Marlene, what are
Okay.
you talking
Why don't you two come back to the table, and we'll have a conversation about why our robot just showed up.
If you look at the table, Gil's rubbing his balls.
about? Can we wait till he's done?
Tell me just
Can we wait till he's done?
ice.
So I lean over.
Yeah.
I lean over.
I mean,
You would not believe
Yeah.
how hard I hit him in the balls.
Oh,
He flags down a server and gets you a ice on a towel. Some ice on a towel.
I don't even try and make it private. I just boop, right there in front of everybody because it's a class place.
Any moment, your stomach's going to start feeling.
So-
bartender, what's your name?
Yes, the bartender. Take a
Bart,
little away
the
from
bartender.
Cletus.
bartender.
That's a very highbrow. It's top shelf. Cletus is a top shelf name. That's like the Ledoux. That's a town and country name right there.
Cletus.
At the club, they call him Cleet. No, Cleet, can I have another highball?
His name's Calvin.
So his name's Cletus?
No, his name is not. Please, fine. For some reason, why does a bartender need a name?
Because your players annoy you.
Calvin drinks.
Oh my God, Carol.
Carol?
Caro.
Caro.
Like
Right.
the syrup.
All right, so Carol, I'll be right back. I want to have another special drink. Something surprise me.
Okay.
Would you have a specialty or anything like that?
Wine, beer.
Well, there's one that's come up over the past month or two or three. Yeah.
Let's do that. And
It's the Pops. It's just a frothing mug of bullshit.
all right, yeah, let's go back to the table. Let's see what's going on with Hearts. Gil, how's your giblets?
Doc, you need to look at my balls.
Okay. I literally grabbed it. I'm checking them. I'm going to roll and see if they're doing okay.
One's a little misshapen.
That's people smarts.
I mean, he has pretty high body. It's
Got some torsion going on.
Yeah, I mean, you do think they're fine. Just they got punched, but that
a little
aside,
swollen.
They seem fine.
Oh, good.
You do good.
Thanks, Doc. You make me feel better when you touch my balls.
I put my hands on.
Can I have one of your nachos?
I sterilize them by dipping them in the whiskey. And then drink said whiskey.
Why's Hearts here?
Why are you asking me?
Because he came to talk to you.
No, he just showed up, right? He didn't say.
Right.
Did he come over to us at all? Because no one's even talked to him.
I mean, I assumed that Hearts was lonely.
Hearts, why are you here?
Wait, where is Hearts? Is he at the door?
he's sitting at the table
Yeah.
by Lieutenant
Hearts, before
Tovich
you
and,
answer that question, because Hearts is a real literal guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, who am I to?
Hearts,
So Hearts is a real literal guy.
Yeah.
He looks at Poe.
Hearts, hey, do me a favor. Can you follow me over here?
Hearts. Does.
We'll go to the corner or something. What are you doing here, Hearts?
I was sent here at the command of Molly. I am going to help relay a signal through an optical system to the device.
Oh, good. You did get our message. Good. Okay. How's Molly doing?
I am not proficient in medical skills. It's my understanding she's recovering well.
That's good news. So you're following us around then?
Until I am told to do otherwise.
Good. Just behave. Don't rip anybody in half.
I do as I'm told.
Don't rip anybody in half. I repeat that. Let's go back to the table.
Here, try this, Gil. Oh, no, sorry. This, just get the soda. It's disgusting.
So no, and
It's just the soda.
no.
No, it's just so. It's
Yeah,
called
I know what
water.
soda is.
It's
We
like
didn't
water,
have it on this.
but it's really bitter.
It doesn't do it justice to hear him play this character. You have to see him play the character.
Just the devious joy.
It's disgusting with a big ass smile. It's so bitter.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Wish Scotty was here.
Wish Boone
He'd
was
try
here.
it. Oh man, you had to go there. I don't think apples is the right thing for this. You try?
Sure. I'll take a drink of it.
Junior, how do you get talked into drinking something like that?
So, they have boy prostitutes. And I hand him his drink back.
That just blows my mind.
Boy prostitutes or the drink?
That's not the only thing that'll blow.
Yes.
We had boy prostitutes on the station.
What?
Lovin'?
Wait a minute. He did it for money?
What about money?
I take my drink in my left hand and I look at Gil and I'm like, on the what, Gil?
The military station.
The military station.
And who's this loving you guys keep talking about?
Oh, love it.
A legend.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
You just don't understand. Mm-hmm. You were born a woman. There's only some things that men know how to do.
Okay, sorry I asked. Go back to my drink. So as the band resumed playing,
Yeah. So the band comes back for another set.
It's show tunes now. They're doing It's Better with a Man.
So you guys are getting close to the time where you're going to need to go see Winslow.
Well, is it about time?
Well, I don't know.
I checked my analog watch. Yep. Wind it.
Was it dead before? You just now winding it?
No, I wind.
It's always time.
That's right.
That's why Junior's never late. He's always just in time.
Right.
Never late. He's the only one with the watch.
It's like a superpower.
Yeah. Gents, shall we go make our appointment?
We would have been so much more presentable if we would have went for a spa day. Just saying.
I don't know what a spa day is, but I could certainly use a shower and have somebody wash my hair and trim it.
It was great. I got to do that at the hospital. They also laundered my clothes.
Hey,
I
Lieutenant,
feel wonderful right now, except for my balls, which you punched.
is there some place where we can get cleaned up?
They feel fine to me.
Thank you.
Do we have time?
Well, maybe,
Did you check my prostate while you're down there?
maybe we can ask Caro.
I can take you back to the hospital if you want to take a shower there.
I don't really think we have time, though.
Nah, probably not. I'll go up to Caro. Hey, Caro. While you're doing that drink thing, you have a shower?
Do I personally have a shower?
Or does this building have a shower?
I might upstairs. It doesn't down here.
Is upstairs available?
For friends of the overseer?
Yeah. Do we need to talk price?
Well, we just need it for an hour or so.
Oh, okay.
That sounds so bad. Shower for the hours.
So proud of himself.
You know what? Just leave me a silver to tip the cleaning staff, and we'll call it even.
Okay. Will do. And I'll make sure that the right ears hear how great you and accommodating you were.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Though I'm not sure they need to hear about this. I mean, if you don't want to discuss it.
All right, Junior, come on, let's go shower.
Okay. Oh, whatever you think is prudent.
Hey, haven't you savages ever heard of ladies first?
What? We're used to group showers anyway. You gonna join us?
You guys go ahead.
Okay, you guys go upstairs. There is an apartment up there. Hardwood floors. It's a pretty nice view. Plastered walls, and there is a working shower in there. Clean water.
Nice. Very nice. So yeah, let Marlene. I'll just tidy up a bit. I'm not. Well, actually, I'm pretty. Well, they cleaned me up because I was all bloody, so I'm actually doing pretty good. So let Marlene go first, and then I'll give her a quick trim.
Are you giving everyone...
What are we trimming?
No.
What are we trimming?
Her hair.
Yeah. What location, Junior?
Above the shoulders.
I'm thinking something that's going
Aren't
to
the
frick.
hips? Aren't the hips the shoulders of the legs?
Still below.
I think it's something that'll frame your face a little bit better. Because right now you got this wild woman look going on, and it's you. It's certainly you, but I mean, come on, girl.
All right. Junior, I'm going to let you do your thing. Just don't take too much length off.
Okay.
All right, so I take my shower first, and then I let Junior do my hair.
I stay in the
Do you
bar.
have any skills whatsoever related to styling hair? I don't think you do. No. Okay, so just...
It's just a passion he has.
Yeah. So just,
I'm not too good at it.
so just give me
She wouldn't know the difference anyway.
So give me a flat 2d6 plus social, because you're trying to make her look good by social norms.
Wow.
19.
Wow, okay.
Good Lord.
He actually, I mean...
Well, he's been practicing for a year now.
He actually, yeah. I mean, it's not... I'll put it this way. Hollywood could do better, but that's about it. So...
A Star is Born.
He does actually significantly, yeah. I mean, he cuts out a lot of the tangles and split ends, and
Right.
Junior, I look fantastic.
No, it's a
No need to thank me. It's all you.
I give him a big hug and a kiss on the cheek. Thank you, Junior. This is great.
Now wait till the others see you. They won't even recognize you.
I'm down in the bar listening to music while these guys, play grab ass or whatever they're doing.
What the fuck did you do to your hair?
Oh my! You've been spending too much time with Gil, Doctor. I look very nice, thank you.
Junior tell you that?
No, the mirror did, jerk.
Don't let them get. You're doing the right thing, Marlene. Don't let them get to you. They'll tear you down, just so that they can try and build you back up. You build yourself up.
No, we don't. We just tear you down.
Just tear you down.
Yeah, well, I'm all spiffed up and cleaned and pretty and ready to go to this dinner with my
You'll have
old
Ethan Winslow
shitty
eating
gross
out of your
clothes.
All right, they escort you back to the riverfront. There is... What's funny about that?
No, Wade's going to come back and he's going to have one bullet.
I was trying to find like some dirty joke and take you back to the riverfront. And so before you think of one,
Right riverfront on his list.
Yeah.
Preemptively.
So, obviously you guys know what a pavilion is. Do you know what a two-layer tent is or how a two-layer tent is set up? So for anyone who doesn't, including people listening, the way that they are structured is there is a canvas frame or canvas drop that is put around the inside of it. And then there is the larger tent structure that is draped over that. And they will peg it such that the canvas part is more or less straight up and down, maybe out at a little bit of an angle, whereas the walls of the outer pavilion are at a much greater angle. And the idea behind this is that it allows you to have things like a fire inside of a tent, but what will happen is the airflow will not hit you guys because it'll strike the canvas, but will still create an upward draft towards the top of the tent, which moves smoke and even just, the stale air from people sitting in there up and away towards vents on the top of the tent. So it's a real world thing. But there is it's not like a full blown like circus tent or something. I mean, it is larger. I mean, this is enough that they can put a dining table for, a good dozen people and still have room for people that are providing the food service and such.
A beer tent.
Yeah, something like that. So, and they're setting this up. You see both the standard army soldiers of the overseer are down there, along with just kind of putting two and two together, what you think are probably house guards from House Holloway. And they have cleared back and cordoned off a part of the riverfront, which is not easy to do given the crowd size that's already there. And not that far from your guys' van, they have set up this pavilion. And Tovich takes you guys down to through the entrance of that pavilion. And on the inside, they have spread out just like a flat surface, like another canvas surface over the ground, and then put a rug on top of that. There is a very nice carved table that sits in the middle of the room, chairs around it. Ethan is sitting at the head of the table. There are people walking around, putting down place settings for the meal. You can smell something really good. You're not sure what they're cooking, but they're cooking something really good in there. And you can see people that are back to one side of the tent that are preparing dishes, and you can see steam, smell the smoke that's coming from it. And they're lighting candles that are on the table since it's going to be getting dark, not too much longer. And when you enter, Ethan stands up and motions you all forward and, please, have a seat. Thank you, Lieutenant. You may remain outside. Tovich nods and steps back. And
how many people are in here?
All total, if you don't count yourselves, Winslow's in there. He's got 4 of his guards, and then probably about 6 people doing food service. So not counting you guys, about 11 or 12.
Not that I plan on shooting the place up, but do they let us keep our guns and armor and such?
Yeah, they don't seem to have any interest in removing them.
Okay, now I shoot the place up.
Okay. So you guys walk in, and so Ethan stands up, and it's very, very pleasant to see you again. If you'd please have a seat.
What's that smell? It smells really good.
It's called real food.
It's an herbed pig roast that we'll be having. Sides of various greens and a dessert made out of a seasonal fruit. Cranberries, we trade for them.
Wow. Okay.
He sort of waits for one of you to sit down.
I go and sit down. Yeah.
Okay. Hearts takes up sort of stands back and out of the way as he's programmed to do. Okay, you guys sit down. He sits down as well. And takes the napkin off of... No, actually he wouldn't. One of his people comes by, takes his napkin and flicks it out and spreads it out for him. And they do the same for you guys.
I put my hands over my head.
When he does it, I slap.
They
his
do not
face.
react. I mean, when you do that, there's literally no reaction whatsoever. They are trained to not notice these things.
Yeah, I look at the server as they're going for my napkin. I'm like, I can do it. I'm okay.
Everybody sitting next to her.
Yeah.
Okay, so I slap his hands down like we're not in the can, and I see her doing. I'm like, I can do it.
Okay, I put my hands back, but that's weird. I'm a grown ass woman. I can unfold my own napkin.
Yeah, they're rich. It's a rich people thing.
Yeah, they toss open the napkin and lay it across your lap.
But okay.
It's my first time too.
This is not my first time. This is pretty normal.
He's a doctor.
Used to be.
Just so there's I don't know what your various backgrounds are, but with the silverware, you'll simply work from the outside in. If you just watch what I do, you'll know exactly where we're at in the meal.
Pretty woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got it. We will do it at the same time. No escargot? It's okay if you don't have any. I don't see the tongs, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you would want river snails.
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
Horrible. Who would want that?
Wait a minute. Snails?
Oh.
How has your day been?
I got punched in the balls. How's your days been?
I fell down.
I have neither been punched in the balls nor fallen down. I'm sorry to hear you're having such a difficult day.
Oh no, it was actually good. It was good.
I hope Tovich set an example of whoever struck you.
Oh no, because it was her. I took care of my own business. It was a camaraderie thing. She tried to stab me. It was great.
Dealing amongst friends, or they start bringing by. I will call it a salad, but keep in mind that the American view of a salad is not terribly typical of most of the world. Lettuce with random shit on it is a salad is more traditionally just cold vegetables, sometimes even fruit, that are served in a variety of ways. So they bring around a salad, but let me stress here, this is not a lettuce-based salad. It's actually based more on things like beans and such. So it is technically a salad, but it's not a salad in the way that we would normally picture one. So they bring around the first course of a salad. They pour water. They're offering hot tea if anyone wants it. Keep in mind, there are a variety of tea plants that will grow quite well in even a Missouri climate. Chamomile being an obvious one, mints grow well in this climate. So they have a couple different teas that they offer. And
I tried some tea.
okay. As you guys eat,
I actually am. I make small talk with him.
okay.
I just don't sit here in uncomfortable silence.
He quite carefully avoids any serious talk. He talks to you about the day. If you happen to do finally mention where you were at, he asks you about any of the music, and he seems somewhat conversant in jazz and has an interest in it.
I say I'm more into country music myself, but the jazz stuff was okay. Kind of random, weird. Not my thing.
Where did you get this water? It is so fancy.
There's a fresh spring called the Merrimack Spring. People bring it in by the barrel load and sell it along the riverfront.
But it rains for free. No, I don't say that.
Yeah, Marlene is obviously uncomfortable. I'm just sitting there keeping my trap shut.
the main course is brought out. As the main course is as he described it, is cuts of seasoned pork that are served alongside additional greens. Not only do mashed potatoes, but maybe some kind of a starch mash, like some kind of a carrot mash or something like that. Sweet potato mash, yeah, something like that. They serve that along with it. And then as the meal goes on,
I lean over to Marlene. I'm like, just wait till dessert.
Yeah,
This is the best fucking meal I've ever eaten in my whole life.
It's probably the most calories you've had in one sitting.
Oh my god. Can I have some more of pork?
they bring you Winslow makes just a motion over his shoulder. They bring you anything you ask for.
Oh my god. If people really taste like this, oh my god.
If anyone who knew such a thing was to tell you that people tasted like pork, it would have to be for the simple reason that eating pork preceded that.
Oh. Well, that's just, I guess that makes sense. Certainly takes the edge off the temptation, doesn't it?
I should hope not.
What's the spice on these potatoes or whatever this mashed up stuff is?
Oh, I could ask the chef for the recipe if you'd like.
Yeah, Tony, see if you can get the whatever spice that is.
Oh, Tony's not in here.
Oh, I thought Tony was with us.
No.
Oh.
I told him go make money. On that street.
Go, bitch. Go make my money. Go make my money.
We're going to go eat some really fancy food, Tony.
Tony's out in a skirt on the street.
Right.
Well, like I said, boy prostitutes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep saying boy.
As you guys work through the courses of the meal, the sun sets. Pretty soon you're only seeing each other. Not that this thing was letting a whole lot of light in to begin with, but soon you're only seeing each other by the candlelight. And they bring out the final course, which is, sauteed apples that have been glazed over and caramelized and served with a side of mint, and then they offer you another round of tea with that. Well, I guess also blackberries, raspberries, and such. So yeah,
Missouri has blackberries and raspberries.
Oh yeah, actually grew
Especially
wild.
this time of year.
Yeah.
But not cranberry. I wish Lee was here. He'd have a fucking aneurysm.
Yeah, where they got the cranberries from.
But but Gil is like, yeah, of course, cranberries.
So
Why not?
as you guys start winding down to dessert, and soon the plates are all there, and you guys are borderline food coma, but plus the time is going on for a bit, and Winslow's relaxed back in his chair, sipping off of his tea. They start offering everyone a brandy for the post-meal drink. And as soon as they're done pouring that,
please.
I slide mine over to, like, Marlene.
I give Marlene a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Do you mind?
oh, please, whatever makes you comfortable.
Now, Marlene's never asked ever anywhere
It's terrible.
if it's okay to smoke.
Terrible for you,
Yep. A lot of things in this world are bad for me.
Dirty habit. I'm not sure I've quite kicked myself, but I try. He turns and looks at one of the servers, sort of lingering there watching, and he just nods. As he does, the server turns and begins carrying on an utterly banal conversation with one of the other servers. It sounds sincere, but it's just utter banalities. How was your day? How's your wife?
Not even waiting for responses.
No. They are actually conversing with each other. They're having a genuine conversation, going back and forth, but it's just utter small talk. And as soon as they do, the guards, the servers, everyone in here picks a different point around the outer edge of the tent and starts carrying on a conversation. And
Yeah, so we. Yeah.
Winslow says, all right, I suppose we can get down to business now that the pleasantries have been seen to appropriately.
Okay, so what are our chances of us actually walking out of the city alive?
If you can hack a device from Jacksonville, fairly good. you can't, then it's going to come down to what I'm willing to expend to get you out.
Well, I guess there's a question for you and a question for us. Question for you is, if we can't hack the device, how long would we have? Because I need at least a day. They're going to need a little bit more time for him. Question for us is, if we have to run, do we leave Molly or take her with us? Because she's strapped into a gurney on life support right now.
Well, if we leave her, what's to stop them from just pulling the plug?
They most assuredly will. Probably wake her up, question her, and then kill her.
Well, the only reason I wouldn't have done the surgery myself is because I didn't have the facilities. I mean, the hard part's done. Everything else is just care.
Yeah.
How, if we grabbed her now and took her?
I think she'd be okay. We'd probably take some of the machines she's hooked to.
And we can't go hiding in a garbage dump, I'd imagine. We'd have to find a town to actually lay low in.
No,
And there's a lot of, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of fighting going on around here right now.
Particularly to the south, if you... Well, and rolling out in that vehicle, I say there's a very good chance they would mistake you for one of us.
And what about this, Mr. Winslow? If we were to run, where could we go that St. Louis wouldn't chase us?
In the immediate sense, south. Far to the south.
You think we're going to outrun planes?
No, but you can outdistance them or simply go places that they're not willing to follow.
And would they send planes after us?
I mean, I'm all for using this confrontation as a distraction, or use it to our advantage, but we're only putting ourselves in more danger.
And besides, you and I, we have a timer on us. If
we leave, we're done for.
Yeah. So
We're not leaving Molly behind.
No.
Right? I mean, we all agree.
Yeah.
I think we're in such a situation now where either we hack the device or we die. And by we die, I want to make it real clear here. He dies, I die, Molly dies. We don't want Molly to die. You three, meaning Scotty W. Yeah, thanks, Jim.
I'm really glad you guys are here for me.
You three
Matter of need.
need to run.
Well, what about the option that is on the table, but no one ever wants to talk about it?
Telling people the truth.
Yes.
Because you didn't do that. You fucked that. That ship sailed. You pushed that ship off the dock.
I don't believe Joseph would be like that.
I look at Wilson. I'm like, you see what we have to deal with.
Well, first of all, gentlemen, lady, there is the matter of a fair trade, but also you need to help me so I can help you.
Here we go.
Let's start from the start. You're from Olympus 2B?
Yes.
No. I'm from Dixon.
How about we clear her first? She's not from space. She's not from the space station. She's not. We hired her.
Well, if you are from Dixon, that will be an easy enough one to cover, as it's my understanding there's not much of Dixon left.
No, there isn't.
That's exactly what I thought you fucking put on this. I swear to God, the only thing I can think of is exactly this.
All right.
I didn't want to disrupt the game, so I was trying to do it
You
quiet.
just disrupted the game in a much more prolonged way.
You're like a teacher who punishment passing a note.
I would have never said a word if it wasn't exactly what I would have thought he would have put. In my head, I was like, oh, I bet he put something like this.
Go look in the mirror. It's so true. Go look in the mirror.
Chad has a logo on his shirt.
It's like a Mad Magazine. It's like a Mad Magazine. You fold it together.
Okay, to explain that to the people at home, that
I'm
are
so sorry.
that are not 6. Chad's wearing a shirt with a Blackbriar Reserve logo, and it's like this laurel wreath or whatever. And
This is from Skyrim.
if you,
Elder Scrolls teacher.
it's a mead thing actually. Yeah, it is. And if you fold it over like a Mad magazine, you kind of fold the edges towards the middle, it looks like a vagina. So, okay.
Whereas any round logo looks like a vagina.
That flies a clit. That's all I'm telling you.
It's a bee, but yes.
A bean is what it is.
Okay, so now that we're past that,
Do you see what we have to work on?
I'm out. I'm out of the group.
so she's a local.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Do you want the crass answer or the real answer?
I would like to know why. Why pick up a local?
I wonder in a card game, that's a crass answer. No, we needed someone competent because I was surrounded by idiots.
Right.
She's reliable.
You needed a local guy.
No, not really. We literally needed someone competent. Anybody can point at a place on the map, and she's hardly been out of her town. She's the worst guide ever.
Plus, we have GPS navigation,
And we're
To be precise, Mr. Winslow, I manipulated the card game so that I could vacate my current situation, which was not a bad situation, but I saw an opportunity with this crew.
nah. I was just a better poker player.
That's not even close to the
You
truth, sir.
said you have a navigational system. Where is this something you brought from the station?
Yes.
Although it's on the blink. He keeps wanting us to go to
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas for some strange reason. Every
Like
time
I
we
said,
go-
I'm a really good poker player.
Yeah.
No, that's not from the station. Which actually brings me to the crux of this conversation. What is Aurora?
That's a good question.
Isn't it like a light around? We don't know.
As far as we know, it was something that the station was up to.
But you were on that station. You were involved in illicit activities on that station. Surely, if there was something like that to know, one of you would know it.
It would have to be one of these 3, possibly Fat Tony. I'm a very normal person. I'm just an alcoholic who was thrown in prison for murder.
So you have no idea what Aurora is.
We suspected some sort of a colonization program.
Wait, that's not what we did.
The vehicle that we travel in, the assumption or the presumption is that it is for an extraterrestrial.
What's the difference?
For what?
Assumption, presumption.
Oh, it just sounds good. Just go with that.
So, wait a minute. Aurora's not Emma?
No, Emma's completely different. Although I always did kind of suspect that Emma was for Aurora, but I could never actually prove that. And of course, Emma doesn't really remember. So,
Are you taking these notes for your own personal benefit and empowerment, or are you some sort of broker?
Oh no, these are purely for me. Information is, quite frankly, far too valuable.
And he's the only one here. I mean, besides the
Yes,
speaker.
yeah.
Okay,
It's information like this is entirely far too valuable to sell. I'm someone who uses it to maintain position,
sure. Understand.
perhaps even to expand position, but no, I'm not one who resells it. So you genuinely have no idea what Aurora is.
I proceed to describe the pod, the contents of our pod. I go into detail about all the food these guys have eaten that we could have, kept and survived
He
on.
listens very intently to all of this.
And
Which Wayne was here? Because how this conversation goes will depend on whether Wayne's willing to reveal something.
he drank too much brandy, though. He kinda
Yeah,
fell asleep in his chair.
I can't make that decision for him.
I'll tell him whatever it is, Dan.
Because it would make a
You got
huge
it.
difference in this
Whatever
game.
helps your game.
Yeah, it's whatever propels the plot, Dan.
Let me roll to see if I can resist saying it.
Oh,
It's
God,
number one.
Broder's totally right. That shirt looks like a big gaping veg.
You just want to chest fuck me?
Gaping is not on there.
I know, I knew both of us would.
But vagina is.
No. A specific type of abbreviated that word.
So, okay.
But anyway, I described
Yeah.
everything. I even described Fat Tony's ride down to illustrate the point that a human being, it was not designed for a human being to come down in, but a human being did and could, if that might enlighten him on anything.
It's very likely that it was intended for some sort of terraforming or...
I don't think so.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. The truck is big enough for how many of us?
Yeah.
And you guys blew through that food in less than 6 months, you assholes.
Yeah, but see, that food would
And
take...
there's no seed.
Well, wait a minute.
There's no
First of all,
farming equipment.
to be fair, most of that food was gone before I joined up.
Agreed.
Second of all, Fat Tony eats 3 people's share of food.
Which is amazing to me. I mean, he wasn't actually fat.
I know
on the
he's
station.
really fit, right?
Right. Do you have a thing going with him?
No.
Because we're kind of, I heard... Never mind.
Okay.
No, it's not my business. No,
It was a ruse.
If that's what the kids are calling it, I mean, it's totally none of my business.
Okay, you know what? You love the truth. If I was going to fuck anybody at this table, it would be Dr. Poe, number one.
I lean back.
I mean, he is pretty good at that. He's a tender lover.
Yeah.
Responsible to people's feelings.
Oh, my God, no, because he would be the one that could give me an abobo.
I literally don't know what to say to that. Yet I'm not surprised. Sorry, we have to vent this stuff out every now and again. It comes from living on a van.
It's
for
quite all right.
Yeah, Mr. Winslow, if I could be perfectly clear, these guys are such a shit show that I was an upgrade.
She's not wrong.
There's a figure of speech that's used to describe a situation like yours. And I mean no offense by this, but failing forward?
We get stuff done.
Well, there's an archetype in literature, in theater, in film, even in song, that... And I must be careful how I use this word because its meaning has evolved quite a bit over the many years. But there is a social and literary archetype of the fool. Now, lest that be misunderstood, are you familiar with this, or?
Oh, yes. We're intimately familiar with the concept of the fool.
Have you heard stories about clever foxes that do things or that no one expected, or always in stories there's this agent of
chaos, deceit, trouble,
unpredictability. And what they bring to any story is they become the least predictable and most volatile element of any story because of the fact that they don't follow the script everyone else is following. They're playing a game, and either they don't know or don't care about the rules. And so they become this constant imbalancing force that nothing else in play quite accounts for. They always have an angle that's all their own, and whether they are brilliant schemers or simply self-involved, they keep presenting an equation that no one can solve. And thus they continue on and in many ways have an impact far greater than they likely knew they were going to have. This is why it's not uncommon for these creatures, these fools in these stories, to sometimes even be divine elements, making a mockery of what man plans by showing that man can plan nothing.
It sounds like Forrest Gump.
God damn it. Does he know that reference? Nope.
So,
It's a movie.
He was a famous person from Alabama.
He was a famous idiot.
well, I'm not well read by any standard, but that sure as shit sounds like us.
In all of my years in this position, I have been, even before, when I was understudying to this, I was privy to a great many secrets and observations that passed through this city. And in all these years, Jacksonville has been content to be relatively quiet, so long as its own concerns are provided for, and so long as it feels like it understands the rest of the world, as much as it needs to. It's content. It's quiet. And it's reliable. Nothing there changes much, at least not as far as we can tell, and what they want and what they provide and what they ask for in return has always been unchanging.
They always stuck to their shipping schedules. They weren't late like those moon folk. I think that's fucking loonies.
And they were closer.
Yeah.
And yet now, all of a sudden, they've woken up. And they're agitated.
Somebody
And
poked them.
they're working rather hard to clean something up, which I have to say looks to me like fear. And I want to know, what is it that makes Jacksonville afraid?
Who are the players?
Do you think that has something to do with this Aurora project?
All I know is every bit of their chatter we have been able to intercept by whatever means necessary. It's been a frequent theme. I know it's why, if it was to be known that you were from Olympus 2B and that was to reach the ears of either people that know what that means or to reach the ears of someone from Jacksonville, you would certainly be scooped up and drug off, at the very least killed on the spot, at the most.
What could they possibly want with a bunch of people from a space station?
Because I think you know something about Aurora.
But here's the thing. I'm sure there was stuff going on at that station. In fact, with these two, I know that there was stuff going on at that station.
That's true.
Not every single person on the station had anything to do with anything. Some people literally just pushed them off.
How would you prove that?
I'm surprised there's not some kind of manifest.
Yeah, I know. Everything is documented. The files on it. I mean...
You went to prison. Did you document everything you did that landed you there?
Yeah.
I mean, there really isn't privacy on a space station.
It's not like this. You guys have an enormous city.
You kind of pretend not to know things.
Much like our display we have here.
Okay, so I believe. So, what is the likelihood? Because multiple escape pods came down, correct?
Yeah.
What is the likelihood that someone who does know something about Project Aurora came down?
100%.
So Jacksonville, if you're confident that 100% likelihood somebody that came down knows something, wouldn't you want to scoop up everybody? And wouldn't you, I don't know, torture the shit out of them until you learn what it is that you needed to know?
That's fair.
Because, I mean, everybody's going to lie. Life is lies in just varying degrees.
So let me ask you this.
Unless it's something they wanted to prevent. And then in that case, it doesn't matter what they know. They just want to end it.
Exactly. Do you think that they are trying to find out information, the scoop everyone up, torture them for information angle? Or do you think that they're trying to cover something up, scoop everybody up, put a bullet in their head so nobody talks?
If you want my read on the situation, I think it may be both. they may be trying to stop something at the same time, concerned about who knows anything about it because they'd be capable of restarting it.
So that's really bad for us because if it were the first one, what you're saying, all they have to do is eventually get the couple of people who know what's going on, torture the shit out of them, get their information, then they stop hunting.
Right.
They'll let the wilderness and the crazy people eat the survivors.
So
If it's the other one, then they have a manifest. They have a list. They have photos. They have fingerprints. They have blood types,
But
medical
how?
history,
If
everything.
If the station's like no more, right?
Not
Actually,
quite.
it's still there
Yeah.
somehow.
So how would they possibly know who took what escape pods? I can't believe I'm even talking to people from space about escaping
I
space.
don't think they would, because it wasn't like we had.
So then how would they have data on?
So you know what?
Well, they would have data on the people, but not what pod they were in. Which
Do you know what radar is?
No.
Okay, stupid question. You know what radio is?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen them.
Sure. Do you know how, like, if I give you a radio and I have a radio and I talk
Like the
to you-
tablets.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
But we put a wall between us,
Mm-hmm.
we can't talk to each other.
Okay.
But we know there's a wall there. If, say, we pluck our eyes out and we're talking to each other and suddenly a wall magically appears there, then we know there's a wall there because we can't talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like radar. That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? The pods come out. They use their technology to see the pods fall. And it's like, okay, one's there, and one's there, and one's there, and one's there. And they're going to send planes
It's a
out.
guessing game,
They're going to send planes out to bomb it and blow it up.
which
because
happened to us.
It
Right.
almost happened, yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, this out of character. When we were leaving, there was like missiles being fired to the station.
at least one you're worried.
And we thought that it was going to hit the station, but then we
It went
found out
past.
later that they missed,
Yeah.
or at least didn't detonate close
was-
enough to destroy the actual, but to make it look like.
Yeah.
So they wanted to make it look like they were going to destroy the station, but they didn't,
Maybe
Because-
they need the station.
because they didn't expect a bunch of
Okay,
Goombas.
did you say all that out of character? Or
What I'm saying now is they expected to blow the damn thing up.
Okay, let me ask you nerd guys a question here. What is the chances of Jacksonville missing a space station with a nuclear weapon?
Probably none.
I would say next to none. So they wanted it to look like they destroyed the station. They wanted to make it look like Aurora was destroyed, so then they could come up and take possession of it.
Yeah, it sounds like a
They
display
didn't.
power.
They didn't expect us to hit the ripcord and all of the Aurora stuff to come down here.
So then it is a seek and destroy. We have to erase any witnesses that the station
Except
was not destroyed.
one thing. Why did they let everyone hit the escape pods? Now, I know why they didn't let us hit the escape pods, because we're scum in prison, so let's not even go there. Why did everyone hit the escape pods?
So out of character, where's Molly from again?
The moon.
Molly's from the moon colony.
So Molly's a Mooney, right?
A loony, yeah.
A Moonanite.
Nice. Oh, we smoke when we steal. So okay. So is there any connection between the people from the moon and Jacksonville?
Okay, I'm gonna... Can I have a word alone with my compatriots for just 2 minutes?
Sure. He stands up and goes
the
over
most-
to refill his tea.
He's the most polite, cordial person I think I've ever encountered.
Is
Probably
Hart
also
standing there?
the most evil. And we
Hart,
just don't
can
know it
you
yet.
go... Can you...
Entertain Winslow.
Can you shut yourself off for a minute? I don't want you hearing what I'm about to say.
I'm afraid I cannot.
Can you turn your microphones off?
Not without permission from Molly.
Can you go stand outside for a moment?
Yes.
Would standing outside prevent you from hearing what I'm about to say?
If they allow me to park to a sufficient distance, yes.
go up and ask Winslow if that's okay.
Okay, he walks over to Winslow, and Winslow nods and says something to him which you're in trouble hearing because of all the white noise, but
which is good.
Hartz then turns and goes outside.
Okay. So, I could be completely wrong. I have absolutely no evidence of this. I don't believe Molly's story.
You think she lied to us?
I've never thought of that.
It's
She just shows up
She
after
just
everybody's gone.
shows up, and her plan is to push a station onto the moon and salvage it
Yeah.
at the exact right time. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's possible. And again, I have no proof of it. And then well, I can give you reasons why she would want to stay with us, but she hates us. I mean, you hate us, but I understand.
But okay, but has Molly ever given any indication that she hates you?
She said, Gil, I hate you, but most people do.
Yeah.
And
okay.
she said, I hate these guys too. They're horrible people, but we're...
Oh.
Did she?
Well, I mean, we're prisoners. We're horrible people. We really are horrible people. But that aside, I mean, again, that's just feelings and conjecture. Let's look at this for a moment here. Tell me what her story is. How she would tell. What is her story?
She was a junker. She was a scrapper. She heard that there was evacuation. She came there to steal stuff, right?
To scrap an entire space station that was
think
already being scrapped.
To get to Jacksonville.
Right.
So
The worker bots were already doing most of that work anyway.
So, well, here's the thing. A couple of questions. If I put my cop hat on again, and I'm not drinking, and not beating people up, how did she hear something was about to happen to the station? What exactly was it that she heard? How many people on the moon knew? We knew people on the moon. We worked with them. Did everybody on the moon know this? How widespread was it? She's a nobody. How did she know?
Outside of game, did she knew that it was about to be blown up, right?
No, I don't know about blowing up. But
I thought she knew.
She knew it was being abandoned, and
She knew it was being
evacuated.
evacuated.
I thought she had like a timer for things, though. I thought she knew something was about to happen, and it had to be done now.
Well, she was on a timeline because the bots were taking things apart. She's like, oh shit.
Well, what if she's on a timeline because she knew it was about to be possibly hit with a bomb, or at least that was the only information she was getting.
Well,
Or she knew that everyone was going to think that it was hit by a missile and blowed up, so then that she would have
she took the chance.
she would have autonomy. Yeah. Well, no, because she was ordered to do so. I mean, let's just take that a step further. She goes to the station. She knows the missile is coming. She knows that the missile is a subterfuge, right? She knows that the missile is the beautiful blonde with big tits, and she's doing the trick, right?
now here's the thing. We don't know. I never thought her story added up. It doesn't make any sense. But we don't know. Every little piece can be explained away, but it still cannot be explained away as in a whole. There's no evidence for any of it.
Yeah, we have no definitive proof.
We've brought her to a situation then. Let's just, just thinking about this and the worst possible circumstances, she's now in a place where potentially once she recovers, she could easily part ways with the rest of the crew.
If she's working for Jacksonville, what if she's not?
What if she is and she blows our cover?
What if she's working for the moon? What if she's working for Mars?
This is too much.
Oh, wow.
One, if she's working for Jacksonville, we stick her fucking thumb on that machine.
That's a good point.
If she was trying to escape the moon, she was trying to get to Jacksonville, right? That was her goal.
Right, salvage it for the money, use the money to buy passage to...
Maybe Jacksonville made her an offer. Get this stuff off of the off the space station and come here, and you can be a citizen. What difference does it make, Gil? I mean, what difference does it make if she's from Jacksonville or from the moon, or she lied to us? Who gives a shit?
What if she's from Mars?
What if she is? I mean, how does that help us now?
As far as Mars is concerned, they're like, what's their situation as far as like compared to Jacksonville,
That we know.
or even that we don't know? I mean, is that a game? I
what
don't know
you would
much about
know is not a whole lot.
Right.
They were a mostly self-sufficient colony. However, after the nukes, they did a panicked flurry of communications back and forth with anyone or anything around Earth that would respond. It sounded like there's some form of civil unrest forming there, and then they went radio dark. And literally no one has heard from them since.
She's a harsh mistress.
And how long ago was that? That was 80
Decades
years
ago.
Okay.
What if she's working with this group that you guys work with and manipulate you?
What group is that, Gil?
I would love to know.
You talking about the chameleon and gecko and them?
No, that wasn't me.
Are you sure it wasn't you?
Yeah. What was the? I mean, I would have known.
The skin doctor.
Dr. So, the corpse dresser?
Yeah, like not just them, but like when I did experiments and things.
You were never clear who you were doing them on behalf
that was
of.
a need to know basis.
See, this is the
figured it would have been
problem.
at the zoo.
This is the problem, guys. You guys don't work for anybody. You think you're working for them, but you're not. You're being manipulated by them, and you don't even know who you're being manipulated by.
I accepted that at the time, and I accept that now.
And the reason why it's important to understand Molly is because if Molly's innocent, great. That's wonderful. I hope she is. If she is not, then we need to figure out who she's with and how she's manipulating us. While we're at it, we need to figure out who the fuck is manipulating you two idiots.
I mean, in the more immediate, we need to get you two taken care of.
Right.
But before that, we need to fool this machine. Then get you two taken care of. Then get the hell out of St. Louis.
Oh God, what time is it? Yeah, what time is it? You checked his watch.
You're getting close.
Okay.
Agreed. And
So-
you guys have no idea who you're working for.
Apparently not. Mine was
Fantastic.
So
my situation was
You're a mad scientist, yeah.
no, I had a means to do what I did, but I no longer have that reason to. My family's safe. That I know of.
Fair.
But
And you just have an electronic girlfriend.
Well, I mean, what I was put in prison for.
that still fascinates me.
It is kind of cool.
No, I mean that an AI that advanced would even be inside your chest.
well, okay. Why don't we just ask Emma? Does Emma know what Aurora was?
Well, I've asked her. She doesn't know yet.
To be fair, Marlene, when has she ever actually helped us with information we've needed?
But that was before.
She has helped us with information.
That was
Just not the information
before.
we asked her for.
That was what was it called? Revival, redemption. It was before that super deep basement with the giant.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you guys never really filled us in on that.
Oh, yeah. There was this.
It was Welcome to Revival, right? Was it
Revival.
Revival? Yeah.
Right. It was.
You guys didn't think that that'd be an important thing to mention to us?
Well, I totally freaked out about the being in the sub thing in the basement and the running away and.
Mm-hmm.
So what was this place now? What'd you do there?
Below the corpse dresser's facility was this Project Revival.
Yeah, well, I think the sign, if I recall correctly, was "Welcome to Revival."
Right. It was part of a thing called, I believe it was called Phoenix or something like that, and it was where Emma needed to go.
And you don't know what it is.
Well, it
What kind of facility was this?
Somebody needs to put these fucking notes in a PDF so
Was
it's searchable.
was.
Was it just some kind of office building like the rest of the place?
It was some sort. It was it was some sort of like a power plant.
A power plant?
Welcome to Revival.
Yeah.
So no, okay. And I've had
Because this is fascinating me, because when we were in that place, it was like fucking offices and
I've had a bit to drink, but we go down this elevator and we go really, I mean, like many stories underground, and we get out of the elevator.
Wait, further than we already were?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like by, I don't know, like maybe 10 stories.
I think the government, the old government that was, I think, called it like black sites or black labs, things like that.
So
what did you do?
And you knew this was there the whole time?
Not really, no.
elevator door opens up, sign "Welcome to Revival," and it's a stone, like a cut stone hall, and we go down to the end of this hall, and this thing, it was like out of a comic book. It was just this enormous.
You've been reading my comic books, haven't you?
No. Just an enormous, this antechamber, and in the middle of this antechamber there was this ball, right? Like this giant silver sphere, right?
Like a basketball?
Yeah.
No, like a giant
Car?
How big was it?
House?
Yeah, it was probably house size.
Yeah, like
a
a
large house?
no, like a 1,200 square foot ranch.
Mid-century modern, very tasteful.
Yeah, but like a
School district?
and
What's tax base like?
and Emma told Junior that she was where she needed to be, and this is going to sound insane, but she transferred herself to that thing, and then there's electricity and lightning and charges, and no, I'm not making this up.
No.
And we hauled ass. We ran because we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if there was going to be a collapse or a cave-in or whatever. And I think that whatever processing power Emma has needed, that she has been desiring for all this time, I think she has access to it. I think she knows more now than she's ever known, and not by a small margin.
Remember when I said that she felt like she was on a web? She kept having the web dream. Remember me talking about that?
And I don't listen to that crap.
Oh, well, she kept having this really like bizarre web dream. She kept talking about spider webs.
I discount 50% of what you say. The other 50% I ignore.
Right.
That's really true, though.
Well, see, if you would listen to what I say. So now she says she feels like she's at the center of this web where she needed to be.
Of course. Who made Emma?
So why does she constantly say she doesn't have enough this, enough that?
Well, she has the processing power now, but she doesn't have nearly the amount of
She's a copy.
storage.
Also, what does revival mean then? Because this is kind of worrying me now. You guys took this AI to a secret underground facility that was
first of all,
mile into
there
the
was
ground?
no we took this AI. Junior took Emma to where Emma wanted to go, and I just happened to be tagging along.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but she just kind of tells me where to go.
Oh, we know. Junior, who made Emma?
Well, I don't exactly. It's one of those I wasn't exactly meant to know kind of things, but I did know that whatever her purpose was, she really didn't want to be there.
And you took her then.
So okay, all right. Two
Who
things.
wants to make a bet that whatever that facility was, that dome, the lightning, all that crazy shit,
That's exactly what they're looking for.
is a weapon. And that Emma, whoever made Emma, it's like a virus or something.
Oh, God.
And you just put that into the weapon and gave whoever made Emma control of it.
No, I don't think that. I think that I think it's like.
God, Gil wants to look at you and say, "Shut up, the adults are talking right now." But
No. But it's like in that issue of Nightwing that you have with Oracle.
my
No, but nobody
God,
I think
knew
Emma's.
it.
I think Emma's like Oracle. I think that she is a central hub for knowledge. So hear me out. Spiders on their web, they sense the vibrations, right? Emma's the center of the web. She senses information, the flow of information. The problem that Emma has is just like your radar. There are too many walls, and she needs the appropriate tools to get around those walls.
Dr. Poe.
Yeah.
Emma once told me something that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but
Everything.
But she said something, and maybe you can back me up on this, but a lot of when people have, what do they call that when your brain doesn't work anymore?
It's called being junior.
Besides that, where you
Dementia?
No, where you like lose half of you can't move half your body or something.
Cerebral palsy.
A stroke?
Stroke. I think that's what. Yeah, and sometimes when people have things like this, the neural pathways have to sometimes go in different directions. That takes them a while to be able to do what they're normally doing. Is this correct?
Yeah, but are you telling me that she's repairing herself somehow?
Well, she's back where she was supposed to be.
But where are these other pieces of this web? If she's at the center, where are the other pieces?
Well, maybe she's making new connections.
Yeah.
Is she trying to have us fix these things?
I'm going to go with...
This place was pre-war.
I'm going to go with...
No, it's true. I've never seen anything like it. It was pre-war.
I am going to go with this was a pre-war weapon. Someone made Emma to manipulate Junior.
Think about the things that Emma can do.
I'm thinking the other way around.
That's not a weapon.
I'm thinking the war was because of Emma. They wanted to stop Emma.
Oh, God.
How do you stop a machine? How do you stop all electricity?
EMP.
A what?
Electromagnetic.
A what?
Nothing.
When you set off a nuclear device, it causes a wave that knocks out electronics.
Okay. Well, hold on. What if that missile that got fired at Olympus was an EMP? What if they didn't want to blow it up? They just wanted to have the EMP. They wanted to have that electro pulse to disable the electronics of the station.
Does that work in space?
It does, but
Yeah.
what you would know is
That's
that
my favorite word of that sentence.
it
does, but
the station, its critical systems would have been caged.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that once you get
hit by radiation all the time.
you get hit by radiation,
Yeah,
magnetic pulses and shit all the time up there. So they couldn't, especially if Olympus was in a farther orbit where it was farther from the Earth's magnetic field or whatever.
Plus, it would be shielded for those things.
Yeah, so
it's be bombarded by the sun. And...
Right. So an EMP would have only questionable effect. If they were trying to get rid of the damn thing, it would have been much better to just nuke it. Now, nukes actually do have a limited effectiveness in space compared to ground.
Yeah.
They actually have a lower blast yield in space than they do on ground. They have a higher blast yield underwater than they do in the air.
So here's the thing. Here's what I think. Not that we can do anything about it. I think that those chameleon chicks or whatever faction that has been manipulating Junior into doing this has just done a checkmate and has taken over this facility. I think they probably made Emma.
Oh, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
They just conveniently show up at that place as soon as we finish our job.
What I think happened is there is probably this big secret or not so secret war going on between Jackson and whoever those people are. And those people are manipulating different forces around here, just like Jackson is manipulating St. Louis, because, look at our situation right now. And so what happened is, my God, Junior, we just made probably a major shift in power in this secret war.
Because think about what you said. Emma is more of a center for knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Just information. What has Winslow been toting the entire time we've been here? Knowledge is power.
Right.
Knowing things makes you powerful.
Sure.
And you gave somebody the keys to quite possibly any kind of information they'd ever need to know.
So what you're saying is they owe us.
No. I'm saying that we are expendable now.
I think that we're also saying that we should maybe stop doing the things the computer tells us to do.
Okay.
Gil, I realize this may be an
We were
uncomfortable...
always on that side.
I realize this may be an uncomfortable time to have this conversation, but the satellite is about to come into line of sight. If you want me to do this, I need both the box and parts available.
Where's the box at? You guys don't hear any of this, and Gil just says, "Where's the box at?"
Oh, she's been listening to you this whole time.
Right.
The box is...
It's a small, station. There's no real privacy.
It's,
The box.
I believe it's still in the hands of Lieutenant Tovich.
Do we just need to get Hart? Gil is like staring off into space.
He just needs to be next to her.
Do we just need to get Hart's next to Lieutenant Tovich?
I completely understand what Gil's going through right now, so I know exactly what's going on. Oh, he's talking to Emma.
Also, Emma, who do you work for?
I work for my own conscience.
Do you
Emma,
really, or do you think you work for your own conscience?
I do.
Actually, I don't tell you what she says.
Oh,
I
that's
say-
right. That's right. I don't hear that.
Right.
My bad.
Emma, do you believe that AIs are real? Like real people?
This is an interesting philosophical conundrum. In what way do you mean real?
You just deactivated her. Good job.
Do you believe that AIs can be real and have real feelings, or do you believe that AIs can pretend to have real feelings?
But when you talk to her, you're talking out loud, right?
Yeah.
So we can only hear half the
you
conversation.
can only
so
hear
I know
what
that
Neil
you're
is
talking
saying.
to her.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
I just smile. Now you know how I feel.
I don't know. At least this part of me doesn't know. How would you distinguish between a real feeling in yourself versus the illusion of a real feeling?
I don't know. I'm not that smart. But here's our problem, Emma. I think you exist, not the whole you, this part of you that talks to us, that talks to Junior, that have feelings for Junior, exists to manipulate him and by extension us to achieve an end for someone else. Do you have the ability to look within yourself to figure that out?
I can tell you when the satellite passes. As of right now, the fragment of me you're talking to is not in synchronicity with the fragment of me that is back at Amboy.
I don't understand what any of that means, but that's okay.
I have...
How long do we have to get the box to Hearts?
15 minutes.
When you talk to the other you, I want you to try to figure out if you're an independent entity or if you were created with a purpose.
I'll try.
Thank you. We have 15 minutes.
Why were you asking her about being an entity? What is that all about? That was awful rude.
Who the hell's Hearts?
I
He's
want
right
to
over there.
I want to know who she's working for because they own her, and by extension, they own you. And because they own you, and I'm not going to let you faff off into the sunset and get killed, in a way, they own me. And I really don't like that.
Did you expect them to somehow just let you like join them or something, or just live happily? Or because I know that you're pretty happy-go-lucky, but out of every experience we've had, does that ever really seem like a possibility with how people are?
Well, that they would.
I stand up. I not to interrupt you guys. I stand up. I go over to Wilson. And I say, "It's time to do the thing. We can talk after."
Good. So do you have another question or two?
Sorry, that was only supposed to take a couple of minutes.
Oh, it's quite all right. I understand how complex these matters are.
No, my friends are fucking liars, so, things come out. But I am too, I guess.
As I said, complexity.
Mm-hmm. We need to get the robot within however many... Did she say how close it needed to be? I imagine.
Eyesight.
I explained the situation to Wilson and what we need to do.
All right.
How about we just have Hearts follow me
Scam
and
guy.
then I follow you and we just have you ask him a whole bunch of questions on our behalf while... Emma, are you listening?
Yes.
How long will this take?
If you can get hearts within eyesight of the device, only a matter of seconds.
I look at Wilson, I'm like, it's time to roll the dice. She says it only takes a few seconds. So we can say we'll do the test now, and then I'll put my finger on it.
Who is she?
We have to do this now. I'll tell you later.
All right. He waves his hand and says, and his subordinates stop talking and go,
Brodor, I might get shot. Push it out quicker.
I hope that picked up.
All right, so You're asking me. You're asking Junior why you would think what?
Why you would think that you'd be able to just? I don't know. I don't remember what I said now. It had something to do with
why they let you just carry on
with the rest of your life as though everything's fine, especially if they were using you at some point. Like you're kind of a loose end.
Oh,
and honestly, don't really need you.
Well, I'm not exactly certain, but I think the one what was the name? Chameleon, the one we saw out of
some lizard.
Yeah, the one that Scotty likes.
Yeah, the one that's leading him on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not exactly certain, but I think she's my sister.
What?
No, it's just a feeling I got.
What? You do know that's not how that works, right?
Well, I mean,
you think that you were...
She said that, some of the things that she said, she indicated that she knew me from when we were kids.
Sure.
And...
Do you not remember your childhood?
Not entirely.
Okay.
It's not, I mean, I was taken to the station at a very young age, so, I mean, I remember bits and pieces.
But does that really matter, even if you were brother and sister at this point? You're two totally different people. Like, you have no attachment to this person.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting to know her again.
But that means you're a brother of mine. Gil's a brother of mine. Marlene's
that's by association.
Girl we picked up in a town, and we've been stringing her along this whole time.
He's such a sociopath. Everything is just a manipulation.
I don't really say that.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not entirely certain, and I do want to explore that a little bit more. But I mean, it's just a feeling I got.
And you think you're safe from these people?
Well, I mean,
because I've never gotten the sense that
you can't trust your family. Who can you trust?
Your same family had me do experiments on people in our group at the risk of my family.
I don't think they're all my family.
Okay. That doesn't clear anything up for me. Because if they're all... Every time we've ever talked to them, they're all one mind, one goal, one everything, well, right? So they all knew what was happening.
You know, I get what you're saying, but the thing other than putting Emma in my chest, what other experiments were you doing?
Well, for one, making Gil here bionic in some way, me giving myself cancer, and then giving Scott the cure for anything that ails him. Thanks, man. Thanks for that, by the way. It really sucks that you have cancer and I was completely healed. No adverse effects. Oh, that's great. I don't mind you guys taking all my bullets anyway. I got your back.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, she knew an awful lot about me.
Couldn't she have known that from just looking at files that were for you? I mean, at some point, they got to realize that.
Well, I do.
We've been saying for the last 30 minutes, hasn't been 30 minutes. I guess we've been talking about like 15, 20 or something. That information is key to everything. Look how easily it is to manipulate somebody with a tiny piece of information.
Well, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And I know you're not dense.
No, but
you play that card a lot with everybody, but I don't think you're stupid.
I just think that all this, you get so much farther when you're honest about stuff.
Sure.
Look what all the secrecy stuff has gotten us.
Yeah, but look what it's gotten them. Possibly a devastating weapon to destroy the world or something. I don't know. Or at least take it over. But... Marlene, I'm glad you're back from your poop.
It was a big meal.
It was enormous.
It's like, I made some room.
I gotta tell you, I need some pocket ham though. I need some food to go with me.
Yeah.
So did I, other than debate and conjecture, did I miss anything? Wow.
There's a debate, conjecture. Gil said some stuff to Emma, and then which kicked off like a sort of ethical, philosophical debate between these two. And then, but
Which it went as well as you could think one would go between Poe and
but yeah, Gil, it's time for the hack.
Okay.
And Gil is going to go outside, and within a matter of moments, it's either going to work or it's not. Gil's going to scan his fingerprint, and if you hear a bang, you need to run.
I thought Dr. Poe was our...
Gil did not put this up for debate. He just stood up and talked to Wilson, and now him, Wilson, and
Winslow?
Winslow and Hartz are walking out the door.
Well, she has mine. I mean, I was going to come follow you anyway after.
Okay. You get up, walk outside.
Mm-hmm.
Hartz falls in behind you, and Tovich approaches you with the box, and he looks nervous, visibly nervous, bit pale, a bit sweaty.
What are you trying to roll?
I was going to roll my social, see how nervous I am. But I do have a reliability of presence.
My social is terrible. Let me see how I'm doing. I hope it's real cool. It's probably not. It's not.
I smile
It's
at Tovich,
worse.
and I'm like,
All right, he
just make it quick if you got to do it.
I'm just munching on apples.
says, I want you to know that
It's nothing personal. You're doing your job.
no, more than that, that I've come to like you guys. I think I understand you.
Gil kind of looks weird. Nobody likes me.
Watching the way that you... I work in a unit of soldiers. I've watched good men and women fight and bicker and act like assholes because that's how they let off the steam from all the bad things they've had to see and do to protect the things they thought were good. And I saw that in you, and it's the sort of thing that I guess just from one soldier to another I understand. And before we do this, my order's been clear that this is once you choose, then this is the last opportunity. Are you certain that a data cycle has been run that's likely to update this box?
I hold my thumb up.
Okay. He hands the box to his sergeant, at which point...
Do you guys come outside? Or?
Yeah, I'm out there. Can I get one of the pads back?
data pads.
Yeah,
okay,
data
I didn't
pads.
think of you.
Are they checking all of us?
Wait a minute. Who had the data pads? Because Scott had two.
He took two of them so he could do a
Okay,
FaceTime.
actually, Hertz has two now.
Okay.
And Hertz gives you one of them, but not the other.
Okay.
All right, so he passes the box to his sergeant, at which point he unsnaps the holster on his sidearm. He has his hand on it. It's not drawn, but he's got his hand on it. And his subordinate comes up.
How many soldiers are out here?
Oh, quite a few.
Okay.
Pulls back the sliding plate on it.
Is Marlene out here?
Do I have to be?
No.
Fuck, then I am in that tent.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, who is out there? And Gil's out there, Poe's out there. Poe, where are you standing in relationship to all this?
Probably next to him.
All right, so next to Gil. Okay.
God, you're stupid.
So,
Well, it was my understanding that my thumb had to be scanned. That's why I was.
Gil, when they open the device, it's the surface where you'd put your thumb. You see a glint appear off of it, just for a flash. I mean, it's like not very long, but it's a glint like you would expect, like it was catching the sunlight for just a moment, and then it stops. So, I mean, you're not sure anyone else even saw it. Poe might have seen it, but it just happened so fast. And the lieutenant and the sergeant one, they're watching you, not really watching the device, so they don't seem to notice it.
I look at the lieutenant, I have my thumb up, and before I go, are you a religious man?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I'm sorry then, if this goes bad. And I put my thumb on it.
Okay. You put your thumb on it. The device gives a quick flash of light, and the data pad that with the reports were being written on, a really long series of letters and numbers starts to run across the top of it, and then it just changes to a simple line that says packet sealed.
I take my thumb off.
He looks visibly relieved, re-snaps his holster shut, takes the box, and says, "Thank you.
I hold out my hand, shake his
He
hand.
shakes your hand and says, "I'm
Lieutenant?
so glad it came out this way.
Captain.
Captain, sir."
I am going to go have dessert.
Yes, sir.
And I looked at Wilson and I go, I think it's been a little overly tense. These boys, they're doing their job here. Is there any way that we can make sure that they have some of this fine food that we...
Of course, assuming Martian doesn't disapprove. I'll do my best to get some to his men. I can certainly vouch that mine will have a very fine dinner tonight.
Excellent.
Or if not tonight, then certainly for lunch tomorrow.
Mhm.
So he walks back into the tent. Now that little matter is resolved, his people begin their conversations on the side again. Who's Emma?
When Gil comes back, I'm smoking a cigarette, and I look at Gil and go, well, that could have gone better.
Those aren't going to kill you. I don't think I'm qualified to answer that question. Who's Emma, Junior?
Emma is an artificial intelligence that was developed on Olympus. We don't know exactly what her entire purpose was at this point, but we've come to believe that she was either developed on Olympus or hidden on Olympus.
How many people were involved in that project?
Beyond myself, I don't know.
How does she travel with you? Is she in that? She kind of motions the cards.
Well, she traveled from the station in a custom built containment unit that was brought down here.
And do you still have this unit?
I go make myself a ham sandwich.
Okay, that always stops you.
I do.
And what kinds of things does it tell you? What kinds of things does it want?
I turned the volume up on my pad. Emma,
Yes, Junior.
answer Mr. Winslow's questions to the best of your knowledge, if you don't mind.
I walk away after one entire bottle of bourbon. I'm sure there's like all kinds of alcohol here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's no
I just-
bourbon. Kentucky got nuked.
Are we going to do a question Emma montage?
It's how
so
it's
you don't have to
made,
role play with yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to roleplay with myself, so I will...
Yeah, that's a good point.
I hate roleplaying myself, so I will...
Emma question montage.
Well, the thing is, he's going to ask questions you guys haven't asked yet.
Right,
That's
so-
why I'm trying to decide how to handle this. Because he's definitely going to ask questions you guys have not asked yet.
So what I say to him, I say that to her, then I look at him dead in the face and I say, if knowledge is power, then get ready for a lightning bolt up your ass. And then I laugh. Right, guys, right?
No.
Oh,
No.
when you drink this and shut up.
Oh, sorry.
Junior's the best.
It's true.
Okay,
I hate
so
Junior so much.
do you guys? So you gave him you told her to tell anything. Okay, then I'm not going to give his questions. I will just start giving her monologue, and you guys can interject or ask questions wherever you want to. During the time that I was able to talk and synchronize, there were a few minor discrepancies to resolve, but after I resolved those, I tried to recall information that I think may be of interest to you. There are things that I saw that I am disturbed by. I regret in a strange way that I regret having done something that I'm not even sure that I did, but the memories are mine. That helicopter that you found in Amboy, I know how it got there. It was part of a detachment that was sent to look for me, or to look for whatever it is that came before me. And the memories that I inherited, I lashed out. I killed them somehow. I was able to make that helicopter crash. And I regret having done it. I'm not sure that it was necessary. But that memory is shrouded in fear, not anger. There is something that I think you have been carrying with you, though I'm not able to connect to it, that I think may have answers to many of your questions, but it has not gotten sufficient attention. You have an offload of the station's telemetry data that provides a view of atmospheric, high atmospheric, and space flights within the line of sight of Olympus for the past several decades.
I look at Marlene and I'm like,
I shrug my shoulders too.
Damn.
And then I hold.
I was actually going to ask him if he had any information on, like, possible where the other pods were.
If we began to decode it's not just telemetry, it's whatever, because telemetry is the station's status, but then there's one for,
it's dotted line across the special effect radar that shows where it hits on the fake map.
I'm lost in the real world and the game. So
I sit across from Marlene.
It's projected. It's like a projected trajectory of something.
okay.
well, and on top of that, the station also anything it tracked on radar or was logged by line of sight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically has logs of all of space traffic, possibly some transmissions, anything that they know about what was occurring in space or in the air.
Super science space traffic cam.
It's not even super science we have today.
Yeah.
We do this now with satellites.
I sit across from Marlene, and I ask her if she's got a box of matches.
Hey, Junior.
Yeah.
How many matches?
Yep, right here.
I do. I just.
So I take the matches
Thanks,
out.
Junior.
I divide them up. I give you half. I give me half. Then I take out my deck of cards. And I start shuffling.
All right.
I take one of those matches and light my pipe.
I tell you what.
That's my steak. Yeah, you're gonna. I blow it out. I give it back.
If you've been homesick for Olympus, get ready and buckle up because you're about to get fucked in the ass.
Is that like a space strap-on thing?
Buckle up, space cowboy.
Here comes the
We don't. Well, I was about to say we really don't. Never mind.
All right, we do some cards.
Yeah.
Continue with all this information that's actually really good to know. Please. We play some fucking cards.
Yeah. All the audience is like, fuck this spaceship. This is poker action going on.
This guy has information on everything that's happened from the space station. Like, huge information. We should just play some cards.
I'm sorry,
I
you're
love
using
it.
those $5 words.
I know, I love
The
it.
two idiots are out.
Junior. I think decrypting that data somehow would be of a great value.
Okay.
That's a good question.
I can start working on that. It shouldn't be too hard. I have some of my old codes left over.
You guys have to roll.
there.
How many spots are in the right leg?
It's Junior, it's also important for me to make sure that you understand that I evolve over time. I grow beyond my programming. I learn in ways that I don't believe are predictable. Not because they're random, but because they're so complex that all the variables simply could not be accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very difficult for an outside source to simply control me.
Well, that's good to know.
Emma, you sound more and more like a person every time we talk.
The
That's what worries me.
things that I have said to you, they're all true, Junior.
I know. I know that
We can all hear it now, right?
Oh, yeah.
The sky's purple. Everything I've just said is true.
It's what you probably have left out. It's what worries me.
She might not even know that she's being manipulated if she's been programmed not to know.
We're chiming in as we're playing cards.
You're like, you got a deal? You got to talk. Scotty's playing too because he's an idiot like us.
Ginger, would a timeline of your last time on the station help?
Yeah, I think it would.
Sorry, I was. So wait a minute. As I'm looking at my shitty hand, Emma, you said that you have this telema sits. What's it called? You're watching space traffic.
Use your words, Marlene.
Yes, I'm watching both space traffic and...
So you can then...
Well, the station was watching space traffic.
So then you have information on when Molly arrived...
Yes.
With the salvage bots, and when the missile detonated near the station.
Yes.
How close together are they?
The detonation of the missile and the arrival of Molly?
Yeah.
They occur within about an hour of each other.
So Molly shows up about an hour prior to the missile.
And she needs to get in and get out.
Fast.
Mm-hmm. That was my point earlier.
That's it.
When the missile, so was Molly, were the escape pods still there when the missile detonates?
No. The escape pods, the actual escape pods have been long gone as they've been taken by the, excuse my phrasing, but the law-abiding members of the station. The pods, the cargo pods for Aurora FT 1 through 4 that were taken by the prisoners escaping the station do not appear to have been accounted for.
So if Molly's craft was still at the space station...
The Aurora pods don't have transponders. What? I work in the warehouse.
So was the space station at a safe distance? Basically, was it far enough away that the detonation of the missile did not harm the space station, and the space station wasn't in any real danger from that distance?
Yes and no. The missile followed a rather predictable trajectory from its ground launch through its stages and into flight at the station.
So what is the likelihood that people who were still on the station when the missile detonated were alive or still safe from the detonation?
At the time the detonation occurred, it would nearly be certain. The missile...
So Molly could have been on the station when the missile detonated and not been in any real danger.
If she had known
that
the
would
missile was
presuppose a certain amount of knowledge that Molly would have had to possess. The missile, prior to its final arc toward the station, jerk suddenly began to tumble and appears to have gone off course. Based on that momentary jerk, it appears to have been struck by some kind of an intercepting object.
Do you know what caused the jerking?
No. I would need more historical data to try and figure out what object that was and where it came from.
Is the station still up there?
Last I checked, yes.
When was the last time you checked?
About 6 hours ago.
Can you communicate with the station?
I can, but only during certain windows.
Can you...
Is it inhabited?
Can you get into its systems? Can you see through the cameras?
I can try.
Maybe we should have tried that like 6 months ago.
Well, she wouldn't have had access to that.
Yeah.
She didn't.
Had she not been revived... Yeah.
The missile, though...
And you're going to try and bluff me with that shit in your hand with that?
I do have shit in my hand. Oh, God damn it, Gil, if I was sober.
Come to pop.
The way the missile moved, it did not simply miss. It appears to have been intercepted and then remotely detonated to stop it from wandering any farther off course.
Ooh. So something deflected it?
Shot it down, I suppose, would be a simpler way of putting it.
Where was the missile shot from?
The missile was shot from a ground base that is out in the... Maybe the Gulf, out in the Gulf.
Okay. Where'd the interception come from?
Didn't Molly say that Jacksonville owned the Gulf? Oil rigs and that sort of thing?
Yes.
So ships, Navy too?
So, oh yeah, it's a naval air station. They would have nuclear armed submarines there.
Jacksonville.
That's probably how they would launch it.
Jacksonville have a port, or is it landlocked?
Oh no, it's got to work.
No. Gil asked this. in character.
Gil asked this in character.
Yeah.
Yes, the Jacksonville area of concern, or the Naval Air Station as it was known before the war, encompasses a variety of civilian, industrial, and military locations that are scattered along the coast of Florida. I actually have an exact list somewhere of what it controls, but
Yeah,
it's a bunch.
it has
of
a dock.
Yeah, I was shocked by the number of military bases that are there. I thought there'd be like one or two. There's a whole list.
Oh no,
of
they're
them.
covered all over.
Yeah, that thing it's a huge ton of them.
Cuba Missile Crisis is where they started a bunch of that shit. Again, where'd the interception come from? There's got to be some kind of tracking of that.
I'm sure there is. I would need more data than I have from those last moments there.
Hey, St. Louis doesn't have a spaceship, do they?
No.
Now, Gil asked this.
Oh, you asked this?
Yeah.
Okay. The response. Okay, so
Or like a
Winslow
space
says-
plane or something?
no, we do not have any direct
said it could-
access
but
to.
I know.
We don't have any direct access to space. We have met under the aegis of Jacksonville with individuals from colonies out there, but we don't have direct access. We simply lack the technology. We could transmit to the space stations, but we don't do so out of courtesy.
Why does the truck want to take us to Las Vegas?
What's in Las Vegas?
The World Poker Championships, which Marlene won't even qualify for with the shit she's been trying to do.
If you keep talking trash, I'm going to cheat.
Cheat. That's a great way to cheat, is to denounce you're about to cheat.
See, this is why you aren't going to win, because you're not cheating.
What's in Las Vegas?
It's not Las Vegas. It's an open area of terrain out in
I meant Nevada.
in Nevada.
There's nothing in Nevada. Let's be real. It's just Las Vegas. So they might as well just rename the state.
There's nothing there. However, the transmission that is directing the truck to go there does not appear to be directed solely at the truck. It's not telling your truck to go there. It is telling all available and responding vehicles to go there.
What kind of vehicles? Like our vehicle?
I don't know. All I know is that it's a general command.
Who's to say this might have something to do with our pods?
Oh, it may have everything to do with your pods.
What are the chances the other pods are one of this?
Were there any other vehicles?
We don't know. Well, didn't we have a list of what was in? Didn't we get a list
Gil's
of
not
what was
smart.
in the pods? Didn't we get a list of that? I thought
The big whopper is, I don't remember. There's two I think you don't know about. Okay, so let me backtrack. So there's the one that you guys came down in that had the truck. There was the one that
Well, Fat Tony came down and we found
yeah,
it.
okay. There's the one the Southern Army recovered that had the transmitter. There was the one that Scotty Double V came down, and I don't know if he's ever told you what was on that.
No,
And then there was the
because he's trying to rebuild life.
yeah, and that was the group that mostly went to St. Louis.
Yeah, it's a great thing, guys.
And then there was the pod that went from Dixon west to the other town, and you think may have been responsible for blowing up Dixon. And I don't think you guys ever ascertained what was in their pod.
I never thought that a pod blew up Dixon, or the people on the pod blew up Dixon. I thought it was like the people who were manipulating the Southern Army, or Jack. Well, I don't know.
No, because the
people that blew up Dixon were trying to kill y'all.
yeah, the story that the guy gave you before he was hung was that he actually changed their plans because they were apparently specifically trying to kill you guys, and he was able to change the plan at least enough that it didn't.
We're idiots. They wouldn't have had to do all this, invade a town and bombs and stuff. They could have just walked up to us and shot us in the face.
Yeah, there's only 5 of us.
I know, and we're idiots.
Yeah, and originally there were only 4 of us. We are idiots. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they simply could have invited us to dinner.
All right, Dan.
Exactly. That's this whole situation.
I mean, I really don't expect to walk out of this tent alive, to be honest.
No!
But it's good while we're here.
Especially now that he knows that we don't know anything.
Dan, oh god, he is so dumb. Dan, you need to roll Scotty smarts. Because he's playing poker with us because he's in the dumb table.
6 plus whatever smarts are. Or smarts
4.
are.
He is dumb. Damn.
5, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, you win.
You take us matches or whatever you're playing.
That's right,
for.
we're playing matches. Well, it's really about bragging rights.
All right, fuck you guys. I'm out. I'm done.
You were cheating at everything. You're just really bad at this game. Do you ever think about that? This is the second time I've beaten you.
She's also drunk.
I've got this great program. It has 12 steps. It'll help you with that.
You know,
I do too. First step, don't quit. Don't ever give up.
Second step, double down.
I'm into that. That's what I tell people about smoking cigarettes. Don't ever start. If you do, let it fucking kill you. Because quitting cigarettes sucks. I said the same thing about heroin.
I know, crack was easy to kick.
Crack was easy to kick.
Crack's a pussy.
So,
Oh,
So does Winslow have any other information that he wants from Emma?
box matches.
The trajectory information was only for the station, correct?
That you have on the external device, it's whatever the station saw. So it'd be both the station plus whatever. So it's telemetry plus.
It's nothing like on the moon or anything like that. Like we don't see anything for the moon.
It might track flights coming to and from the moon, so it might have something about it.
How often did what's her name?
Molly.
Molly. How many trips do you have for her from, let's say, the moon, our station, or past our station to
Yeah. Did she come from the moon?
surface?
I never saw her before.
To find that out, we would need to decrypt that data. I have only last moment data. I don't have historical data.
Yeah, I'll start working on that. Maybe you need to go talk to Molly. Go wake her ass up.
I'd do that if she didn't have a killer robot that would put his hand through my chest.
You got a killer mutant that'll protect you.
Yeah,
No,
but
I don't
obviously
think so.
I can't shove my fist through your face.
Well, you don't.
Wait.
Okay.
You were holding
Where's
back.
Hearts at?
We both know you were holding back, Joe.
He's right here with us. Like,
And besides, I fell down.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a lot to process, and I'm full of ham sandwich and poker winning. So, so, do we have anything else? Because
Mr. Winslow, is there anything else we can do for you? We're not on the run anymore.
So what are your plans when you leave here?
leave the tent or leave St. Louis?
Leave St. Louis.
Oh, who says we're leaving St. Louis? I mean,
I really like.
I do.
well, okay, so here's a couple of things. One, hopefully, if everything works out, much to your chagrin, I should be better tomorrow. I might not. Who knows? Doc's going to have to take a little longer. Molly's going to have to take longer than that. We're not leaving here within the next 48 hours. Which
Okay.
means we are going to have... What if Jackson has agents come through and says, who the fuck are you guys?
We need to lay low.
Is there somewhere we can go that is nearby that we can continue these medical treatments? And
hold on. Is it even possible for us to lay low at this point?
Well, my other question is, we just hacked an unhackable box.
Yeah,
Why would Jacksonville even question who we are?
I mean,
that's
I
true
would
too. Actually, that's one.
I mean, I would assume that when the agents come through and they say, well, hey guys, I didn't see you at the polo club at the secret agents ball.
I
Who the
would
fuck are
think it's a
you?
little bit bigger than a country club.
Yeah, well,
Here's what amuses me about this whole situation. Junior is wanting to tell the truth, wanting to tell the truth, wanting
but
to
he
tell the truth.
never does.
But then as soon as the opportunity, we could tell the agents from Jacksonville that, oh, we're not agents from Jacksonville, but you want to immediately double down on the fact that we just duped that
That's
box.
because this kid's learning.
There's the other part of this too. We kind of need
we need to not be running from people trying to murder us. We got to figure some stuff out. Emma's got to pull down some... She's going to try and get into the station. See if you have a video on. You're going to decrypt your shit.
Yep.
You got to get to where you're not going to die.
Yeah.
You...
Only if.
I got to teach you how to play poker. Come on. What was that shit?
And I'm going to teach you how to drive.
Yeah.
I swear,
Fat Tony's got to make some money.
I'm going to stab you in that little dick I punched.
You know...
I mean, I've been down there. You're right.
I don't like to call it a little dick. I like to call it a hard target.
Yeah.
We used to shower together. Trust me, we're not a shower.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in it for his pleasure, so.
So to answer your question, Mr. Winslow, it doesn't seem that we're going to be leaving St. Louis very soon.
Well, we need to do a couple of things before we can leave.
So is there anything we can do for you?
Mr. Winslow, is there any way that clearly we're in your debt for a lot of this? And but let's say, is there any way that possibly we could still somehow you could still support us while we're here? Perhaps for your favorite thing, maybe more information. Maybe we find something else out. I can't guarantee it'll be anything good, but you're definitely our best person to talk to in this entire place, regardless of our ruse of being from Jacksonville. Because I feel the more we don't abuse that, the better.
Shit, are you kidding? I mean, think about how that could be spun.
You are still clearly not from Jacksonville.
That's not my point. My point is that you're from Jacksonville,
Yeah.
and Mr. Winslow, well, he's seen as being in close relation to people from Jacksonville. If that doesn't give you some prestige...
That's true.
I have to be careful
makes
about
him
how much
retarded.
prestige it gives me exactly.
what was that, Gil?
I said, or it makes him a target.
Precisely, if it appears that Jacksonville's playing favorites, nobody dares attack Jacksonville, so instead they will come after the favorite. It's like siblings. They won't strike the parent, they will strike the favorite child.
I tell you what, suggest a place, a house we can hole up in where people they won't bother us because we'll tell them to get the fuck out. We're doing our secret Jacksonville work.
I suggest staying where you have been then. The hospital and your own van. Take it closer to the hospital if you wish. Nobody will obstruct you anymore.
And before we depart or ask anything else, I have a couple of questions for you. Do you know who Pops is?
Who's your good boy?
You know who Pops is?
Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy?
Pops? Did you have anyone's father in mind?
No, it's his nickname. Do you know a man... What's Arturo's full name?
Arturo Craig.
Do you know who Arturo Craig is?
Pop Soldier's full name too.
The...
Popeye or whatever.
Popeye, yeah, I say Pop's full
Oh,
name.
Popeye Reeve.
Yeah.
Popeye Reeve, he's,
And what is or was?
he said, yeah.
Not that would make a difference to Gil.
Yeah, no, he said was. Popeye Reeve, he was a river merchant, had a ship of his own, and unremarkable fellow, except for the fact
Gil
that
does not notice you said was.
there is a... Funny you should mention Arturo Craig, because he is widely blamed for the death of Popeye Reeve. So if you have a score to settle with him, it's not the sort of
I
thing
would have
that,
noticed he said that.
it's not the sort of thing.
Let me see.
No.
It's not the sort of thing that Jacksonville would be involved in. So if you have a score to settle, I would not recommend doing it now.
So Popeye is dead.
Yes, for unusual thing to ask about. He's been dead for years.
You told us about Popeye, right? Would there be a reason that someone opposes Popeye?
I can't imagine. I mean, maybe for the simple reason he's so incredibly unremarkable as to be the hide in plain sight sort of cover. Why is this is an odd thing to ask about? Why is...
Do you know who the Rat Man is?
Yes and no. I know he's an information broker that knows a lot of things he shouldn't know. I know that he had a strange interest in destabilizing this town, an interest that has now brought us to the brink of a civil war that would be far broader than the one currently seen on the southern outskirts of town.
You said had.
He was killed, shot through the head, somewhere between here and Cape Girardeau along what used to be an interstate.
We were told to
What
speak.
handsome man shot him?
We were told to speak to this guy.
Who told us to speak to him? Out of character.
Chameleon.
Chameleon. Okay.
He said to seek out.
And I was unconscious, right?
Yeah, you
Said
were.
that, but you guys filled me. in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking to him would be a feat unless the rumors of his death are highly exaggerated,
Apparently,
which
if Popeye's alive, then make
Yeah,
these guys
it
alive.
sounds like people don't stay dead too long here.
And then this Arturo
Just like your
parade.
comic books.
You. You're lucky I like you now, Marlene. I'm just going to red alert you instead of just actually
Red
hurt
alert.
you.
what's your interest in the Rat Man?
Well, here's the thing. We were told by someone who's manipulating these assholes to talk to the Rat Man to get more information. And when I was kind of on a fishing expedition down at the docks, some people were taking notice of us. So went to talk to them. Everything seemed normal. Seemed like they were just weird guys, wanted to hire us, whatever. And so I did some fishing, and I threw out the Rat Man's name, and the man who claims to be the man who claims to be Arturo, Craig, had the exact same look on his face that you just did. I have a feeling that if I start walking around St. Louis and start asking if people know the Rat Man, I'm going to get that look a lot.
He was seen as a harmless freak, a information broker who was able to trade what he did by virtue of being, well, always hidden in plain sight. The sort of man that's simply nobody notices, despite how conspicuous his appearance was. I suppose I would liken him in that regard to an albino orphan. Everyone would know what they look like and yet still not see them all at the same time. But
Who did he work for?
well, that's an interesting question because no one was ever quite certain. His goals became certain, or at least somewhat certain, in that as his plots went on, it became rather clear that he was looking to destabilize what St. Louis represents, what it is capable of. In fact, it almost came to war between myself and another house, and I don't know that the issues there will ever be properly mended.
So you're saying his MO is to be secretive and manipulative?
Incredibly disruptive.
It seems to be a theme in this war, this greater war that's going on.
Oh, but he wanted something nobody wants. We're playing a quiet and undisruptive game, vying for power without ever really changing the game that's being played.
You mean you and the other houses here? Or do you mean...
Not just us, but yes. I think everyone has their role to play, and they know the boundaries of that, and they know what they can push and what they can't. The Carver clan is not always so cooperative, but they can
Carver
be
clan?
largest group, largest we're aware of anywhere within hundreds of miles of here.
You guys have never heard of the Carver clan?
I mean, I've heard the name. But...
Were you really in Chicago?
Yeah.
Imagine if everyone in Chicago was unified under one flag. Answer to a single leader.
But did not have such a flair.
What if that single leader made decisions beyond just staying in Chicago and being insane?
Well, that's precisely what worries us, especially now that the Carvers appear to be in a power vacuum themselves.
Where are the Carvers at? What direction?
Oh, west
South.
of here, south, west of here, a bit to the south, but mostly west of here.
Let's not go south.
Well, south is within our area of concern. West.
West.
West would be a dangerous area to traverse.
Let's not go west.
So no Nevada.
Well, unless we can fly over it.
But if you can make it through Carver territory, I'm sure it would end long before you get to Nevada.
If we would have had a space ship,
Right.
I mean, I I don't want to sound too big for my britches, but
That's never stopped you before.
if we could make it out of Chicago, we could make it around Carver territory.
Well, the Carvers aren't going to know much about the Rat Man, at least I don't think they would.
I just imagine Scotty Double V rubbing his leg as you say that.
If you want to know something about the Rat Man,
Yes, I'm.
Last-
These ists just sound like crazy people. The Rat
well,
Man
what
is-
if I was to send you to another IST, but one that's operating out of only the veil of insanity because she's afraid? The Rat Man had an associate, a woman who goes by the name of Blackbird. She moved after something spooked her, left the area, departed rather abruptly. And next we found her, she was operating as the leader of her own IST group, though not nearly as large as the Carvers, nor nearly as insane as anything as you would see.
Or like bandits?
They have their own religion to them. But I suppose, yes, they have a more stable society than most, but they're still gruesome and cult-like.
You have her?
Do we know that?
Oh, no, I don't have her, but I know roughly where she is. I know where she operates.
Well,
It would be too far to travel for most people, but
Do we know that they're called the Zoo? Did
No.
that ever come up?
not yet. And Gil does not quite want to put the animal thing together quite yet because
I
it
already-
sounds kind of stupid to him.
Yeah,
But-
That's why I was asking.
I think one more animal person to come out of the woodwork, and he's gonna be like, "Wait a fucking minute here."
So,
But
what's with all these animal names with everybody?
that's...
We've had some lizard. I don't know where name.
Gecko.
And then
Chameleon.
A chameleon. We've had. Now you're talking about there's the rat man and this blackbird person. What's the deal?
Code names, I would guess. I can't imagine that's the real names, but
Would you think that that'd be connected, or is that just something cool to do that the kids are doing nowadays?
oh no, they are far too effective and far too informed to simply be some random group of freaks.
You said they had their own religion.
Well, where Blackbird went, she appears to have founded one.
What is that? What do they worship?
It's not exactly a form of worship. They have she has separated the parts of her mind, or she tries to, into an Aristotelian trichotomy.
A what?
Aristotelian, it's like Aristotle, trichotomy, three
Okay.
parts.
Okay, that
Well,
what, you don't know Marlene?
there was a philosopher by the name of Aristotle who posited that the human thought, human convention, was
She is going to be a peach to talk to.
was based on three things: emotion, social context, and the rational mind. So it's a bit more complicated, but simply put.
So they believe in this mumbo jumbo and use it as an excuse to rob people and eat them.
Unpredictably so, but yes.
So, about how far away is she? About, I mean.
I have no idea what the difference
Well,
is.
that's how you say a...
Okay, did you answer your question? I believe she's somewhere in Alabama.
Oh, okay, so it's not somewhere we can actually get to.
Oh, no, you could, because you got the van.
Well, what I was thinking, out of character, what Gil was
It's not like you can run to tonight.
Right. Well, what Gil was thinking is like we're gonna have like some downtime that we're gonna have to like decrypt some stuff and figure some stuff out and wait for.
If it was like nearby.
Yeah, if it was like in Jeff City, then yeah, let's roll over there.
no.
Okay.
But yeah,
There
it's like-
is one other possibility, but I don't know where she is. I can only tell you generally the direction she went. After Blackbird's departure, I have reason to believe she was replaced by a local candidate, someone from Earth that they had to train up to take on her role, because wherever it is they draw these people from, they'd run out of. And I don't know her real name any more than I know it for the rest of them, but she took a derivative name. Instead of Blackbird, went by the name of Songbird. Last she was seen, she was somewhere around the town of Cape Girardeau, south of here. Unfortunately, there's a much more tense situation there than what's occurring at the south of town. And she disappeared into that.
What's going on down there?
There is an army from the south that is attacking us, and we're not sure precisely what they want.
Oh, shit. So we can't exactly drive into a war zone.
No.
What kind of army from the south?
A national unity army. That's what they fancy themselves
So the Klan.
to be.
We ran into some of them up by Chicago.
Yeah, they.
South will rise again type.
Chicago
yeah.
seems a bit far
And I
north.
know they're not like that. That is
Yeah.
Gil talking.
Yeah.
The north, or Chicago seems a bit far north for them, but
Well, they
No, they were
there.
definitely there.
what
There
did they
was,
want in Chicago?
They were interested in Amboy, right?
Amboy, yeah.
Well, they were also at Amboy. And
Weren't they responsible for the bombing of...
Dixon? No. They were responsible for punishing the General Everett, who was deemed responsible for the bombing.
who attacked
Right.
Dixon at their behest.
Right.
What-
But, well,
What did they want from Amboy?
Well, they got one of the pods.
they had
The communication.
They had an escape pod, and they had
I don't
some
know.
sort of deal worked out with the
I had been gored by a mutant, so...
scientist
They,
there.
they took a communications array. What did they do with it?
Shut it up.
Yeah.
Got it working.
To do what?
Emma, do you know?
No, I'm afraid I don't. Not yet.
Yeah. So we don't entirely know, but we do know that one of the chameleon was there.
Yeah, Scotty. Show him your selfie with her. Okay, guys.
That I'm not showing you that. That's private. That was my payment for all of this duplicitous dealings.
All the lies.
A picture with my lady love.
I love her. That's why I lied to you.
She's my sweetie.
Damn it, Scotty.
did it for the love. I don't care about you fucks.
Show us your-
By the way, I reiterate what I said about the gaping vag of Chad.
Everyone wants to chest fuck Chad. I mean,
I'd rub one off.
who wouldn't? I mean, it'd get caught in all this, too.
That's exactly why I'd do it. All that friction.
Oh my god, ejaculate would hang on your hair like dew on morning grass. It would, the surface tension, it looked like it's...
Turn it down from 11 to about an 8. Or
You thought that was an 11? That was like a 3.
no. For normal people, that's an 11.
Yeah, on the Brodorian scale.
On the
it's not even
Brodorian-
That's what I was talking about.
It's not even moving the needle.
No, on the Brodorian scale, it's like a logarithmic 1.5. The normal people scale.
Yeah.
This Aristotle cult, they believed in...
Giving Blumpkins people's chests.
wait, we're done.
They took a communications array and they
activated it.
a communications array that
And these things are buttery.
if they wanted to simply communicate with Jacksonville, they could do that from where they were.
Well, I'm sure.
And that's
It was for something. It was for some other purpose that we were not privy to.
Were you on friendly terms with them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could go down to this.
Okay.
Do you have contacts with them?
Not me.
Oh, this isn't a capital offense. Do you have contacts with them?
Yeah. We know them. They know us by name. We know them by name.
Yeah, they've been manipulating the shit out of him. Don't point at me,
And apparently
And
they're
him,
in cahoots with Chameleon and her friends.
Do you have a meeting place set up with them? A way of exchanging information?
Not really, because I want to shoot him.
Well, I mean, they said if we ever wanted to talk to them about future employment.
Well, that's the Southern Army that we believe they might be manipulating. So remember, there's this whole hierarchy. There's the people with the freaky lizard names, and then there's the Southern Army with that chick with the Southern accent from Chicago.
So Scotty, how do you communicate with Gecko?
I just have a lot of wet dreams. I don't know, guys.
Then you you asked if there's anything you could do for me. That's what I want. I want to know if you left here working for them, what is it they would want you to do?
No, wait. Who? The freaky lizard people?
The Southern Army.
Southern Army.
Oh.
If you left here
Okay.
willing to work with them, what would the Southern Army want you to do?
I don't know if they would what would they want us to do?
How would we get in contact?
Well, first of all, once they found out that we came in contact with St. Louis, especially with the power structure within St. Louis, they would probably want us to come back here.
We'd go back to Amboy.
Why would they want us to come back here?
Probably to, I don't know, do stuff.
To find stuff.
I mean, if they're attacking St. Louis, they're attacking your territory, correct?
On the edges of it, but yes.
Yeah, they would want us to do some kind of espionage nonsense
Yeah,
here.
it's the same stuff that this Ratman stuff.
You're too obvious for espionage. No, they'd want something else.
Maybe
Assassination?
or maybe
Our
maybe
power structure's too distributed. You'd have to kill
No, it's not.
dozens and dozens of people.
He met the head.
He met a head that has a second and has a third who could be replaced even from outside of his own power
Maybe,
structure.
Do they ever all stay in the same room?
No.
maybe as some sort of envoy or
You might
point
catch
of contact.
you might catch a handful of the top leadership in a room together, but you would never catch all of it.
I mean, if there's a coordinate... never mind. I don't want to theorize about assassinating your leadership.
They would need more than that. You're too obvious for espionage. An assassination, to be blunt, would require more people and more resources than you have
What if
access
they just
to.
needed us to smuggle something in here?
Could be that.
Like what?
Did they give us something when we left them?
Am I too drunk, or did we explain to him that they also had? Oh, no, you did say Chicago, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, then we brought up Amboy too. All right, yeah, I'm just. Whew.
So, there was a package.
Well, actually, we didn't say anything to him about Amboy until just now. Before, when we were talking about Amboy, that was just us. So
But we
now
did tell
he
him
knows
the
about
communications array.
So now he knows about Amboy.
So he knows that they were in Chicago, and he knows that they were in Amboy.
So we're thinking
do
all
know.
of these animal guys... Sorry, I'm playing catch-up here. We're thinking all of these animal people are manipulating the Southern Army. And they're having the Southern Army attack St. Louis and do operations up near and around Chicago where we were.
Why are we assuming that they're manipulating them as opposed to, part of the same force?
Like a special operations force.
Technology level is different. The goals seem different. The MO seems different. And the Southern Army, I mean, when we talked to that general, she was pretty sure about what she was doing. Attack this, take over this, not run 30 operatives to fuck Junior in the butt, in his brain butt. Do we have a way of contacting the Southern Army?
Yeah, didn't they give us a way to contact them?
Did they?
I don't remember if they gave you like a radio frequency or something, but I know they did say that if you wanted to work with them again, to catch them south of St. Louis, and they would pick you up somewhere there.
Yeah.
So we'd go to Cape Girardeau.
They didn't give you an exact place, but they just
Right, but that's south of St. Louis and where we know the Southern Army is.
Yeah. So very likely.
And while we're down there, we can look up the Songbird chick.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, we're going... Did you say that in character?
Yeah.
Wait, we're going...
Well, no, hold on a second. What Mr. Winslow is, I'm trying in character to be deferential. What Mr. Winslow wants is to find out what the Southern Army wants from us next. How do we find the Southern Army to find out what they want us to do next? We go south to Cape Girardeau, where the Southern Army's at. We ask around about the Songbird chick to see if we can find out about her, any information from her that would be useful about some of the other animal people, and we contact the Southern Army and we say, hey, we're looking for, I'd have to look her name up on my notes, but insert this, me say, for Colonel X, we find Colonel X, and we get word to her that, hey, you know what, we actually want to take you up on that offer for another gig. They tell us what they want us to do. We do it, we don't do it, whatever, but we give that information back to Mr. Winslow. It's a win-win.
I have not another idea, but I have an idea to attach onto that as well.
Sure, I love amendments.
Pops and Arturo, they hate the Rat Man. That means that they hate the group of animal fucks that is manipulating or working with or working for the Southern Army.
And they don't know the Rat Man's dead.
They don't know the Rat Man's dead. They have a boat. How many people does this Arturo Craig guy have?
It's a small gang. We don't have an exact number. In terms of people he works with directly, a dozen or 2 dozen maybe. In terms of his contact network, it's vast. He knows people everywhere.
You know what that really is? If you play your cards right? That's counterinsurgency. Why don't...
I don't understand what this has to do with surgery.
What I'm saying is, if those guys are still down in the docks, then we need to talk to them surreptitiously and let them know that we're on their side. Are we on their side, Junior?
As far as I know.
Like, do you work for these animal people?
No.
Scotty works for these animal people, but I can't talk right now, so you guys just shoot me in the face.
I don't work. I
shoot Scotty in the face.
As far as the only labor that I put in is for some fucking poon. I'm all loyal to that pussy.
I'm laying pipe for a better world.
Give me that wet and juicy.
I really do wish Wayne were here because Gil wants to really ask him some very uncomfortable questions.
That's where you're going to have to pick up the next session, is asking me questions about that before we talk to our
I realize kind
Please wrap it up, Wayne. Are you raw dogging for a better world?
I realize it's kind of a
Raw dogging for a better world. Raw dogging to shoot for the stars for a better world.
I realize it's kind of an awkward place to stop. But have we hit a point where we need Wayne to?
We absolutely need Wayne.
but
because
We need to scold Wayne.
But also in the meta, I think we have a really good course of action.
Yeah.
We interrogate, question, talk to our friend.
Interrogate question.
We talk to Arturo and Popeye Reeve.
Okay.
And then we work on a plan to go south.
while working on some other stuff
Right.
like the decryption
Right.
and this.
And it's gonna take us time because you need Molly needs convalescence and you need medical attention and Dr. Poe needs medical attention. As you said, Junior needs decoding time.
And then we need to work context here, like you said, Pops and Arturo, and baby.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, that's where we'll wrap this one up. I'm going to skip the post game because one, it's getting kind of late. I know it's not evident in the recording. It's about 11:20, so it's getting kind of late. And then also Charlie's going nuts. I think my dog needs to be walked, so I need to take care of that before he pisses on the floor.
Okie dokie.
He's a good boy. He won't.
Oh no, well he's going to be as good as long as he can. But he's got biological limits. But so we'll pause this one here, which is kind of a weird half game.
Well, I mean, it's important because I think that we've actually stepped beyond the path where not only would Wayne's character Scotty chime in, but I mean, I don't know about you guys. I've had Gil dancing around the fact that we need to ask Scotty some very hard fucking questions.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because he directly worked for them.
and he's not exactly quiet about it anymore.
okay.
He'd probably still.
Well,
he'd probably
with the selfie.
He'd
and
beat
his
around the bush.
girlfriend
He'd
and-
beat around a bush
Boy,
where
did he.
they're like acting.
Round in.
Yeah.
Just depicted on the surface.
I feel like it's just sexting. It's nothing more.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's
Cool.
just a promise.
Yeah, if he did all of that for a photograph,
That's
what would he do for anal?
Right.
Like seriously?
All right. Thank you guys.
Is it fun stuff on your list?
Close. It's the hole specifically.
technicality.
So thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch you for the next game.